Welcome to Masters of the Metaverse. This song is about a fish. A man can become a legend in 1,000 different ways. Not all of them are pleasant, but some mark the end of days. Some men ride whirlwinds fighting wars and cower men with a shout. But this here legend's about a guy named Ronnie who got in a fight with a trout. Well, Ronnie had a job at the video store, but like his pa before him, he was an angler to his core. On the weekend he'd go fishing with Buddy, Chad, and Jim, and on Labor Day in '94, this legend did begin. Out on the boat, the water was clear, when Bobby saw a rainbow trout the size of a deer. Jim sailed his line out and the trout took the bait and drug that boat to the middle of the lake. Well, Bobby went down with the sun that day, right over the side and down into the bay. That mean old trout just pulled him in, and his story ended before it could begin. Well, the other boys kept fighting. Jimmy and Chad went down just the same way, and just as bad. That left poor Ronnie without a pole, fighting for his life at the fishing hole. But then Ronnie got clever and fixed his mistake and waited for that fish to jump out of the lake. And when he did, old Ronnie, he grabbed an oar and he walloped that trout straight back to the shore. That's the ballad of the trout walloper.
Conscripted by a secret organization, a group of strangers is loaded into experimental metapods, hurtling their souls across dimensions and into unsuspecting avatars. With each trip across reality, these newly minted metapilots gain access to unique powers and abilities, slowly transforming them into true masters of the Metaverse.
Masters of the Metaverse, masters of the Metaverse. They travel through time and space and stuff. Control them, re-roll them, throw them above. They fly through dimensions, this isn't a bluff. Heroes compelled, they have no choice. Bound by the winds of a secret voice. Masters of the Metaverse, masters of the Metaverse. Masters of the Metaverse, masters of the Metaverse.
Welcome to Masters of the Metaverse. What is Masters of the Metaverse? Masters of the Metaverse, first and foremost, is big damn heroes.
Yeah!
What do I mean by big damn heroes? I mean heroes like Crash Jaxun, heroes with heart, played by the amazing Christian Doyle. Yay. Heroes like Thomas, everybody's actual favorite AI that pretenders can move aside.
I'm not
played by Chris Odie.
Yeah.
Heroes like the seductive and dangerous Aquamarine, played by Vanessa Postel. Yes. And heroes like the unstoppable Bruno Hamilton, played by Mark Thomason.
Grambo,
as we like to call him. Masters of the Metaverse, like all of our Zoe programming, is 100% fan-funded by viewers like you. Please go to our Patreon page now and find out how you can support this show and other wonderful shows like it. I want to take a moment to thank some very special Zoe supporters that I forgot to write the names down of.
Yeah.
Hang on one second. I'm horrible. Yes, I know.
You could just make
Brought to you by Patreon Bots 2018.
Oh no, I really do have one.
names, James, and then next week we just do different ones.
No.
We're just gonna make up one.
I can't do that.
Take the time.
I actually have to look here. Give me 1 second. Let's see.
Tasha
here.
Wellington.
Sandy Larson.
I miss Sandy.
I'm a horrible
Sandy's so
person, I
sweet.
know.
She's wonderful.
Love her.
Dana Grandetti.
Oh,
Dana Grandetti.
That's
We're
a
Oh, here we
ready.
go. Here's the important part. I'm really sorry about that. That was
Here's the real people.
the real people we're actually going to thank is I want to make a very special thank you to Michael Monahan. Thank you, Michael. A very special thank you to John Diego. Thank you, John. And a very special thank you to Ronnie Griffin. Thank you, Ronnie.
Oh, Ronnie was the
Thank
name
you,
of a
Ronnie.
trout walloper.
It very much was. I wonder if they're the same person. And we also have our Patreon results in, so we can find out which one of these guys you actually like and which ones you don't like. I see the numbers.
they like you so much. I can
Chris
tell.
Odie, for this session, you will get plus 20 hit points that aren't really all that relevant to Thomas. And plus 8 to a roll.
Thank you.
Christian, plus 50 hit points and plus 9 to a roll. Gee, do you think they like you?
Crash has been missed.
I've missed him.
I've missed him.
Vanessa, plus 20 hit points and plus 8 to a roll.
Thank you so much.
Mark, plus 20 and plus 5 to a roll. And I get plus 10 and plus 5 to a roll. Thanks, guys.
Oh,
Oh.
plus 10 is really nice, though.
That just means they like all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I've got a lot more hit points than all you guys. I mean, put together, it's pretty
Hey,
much.
you just mean
How
they're
many
gonna
did you
tank
get?
I got 50 hit points today.
I would like to take a minute and talk about our lovely store.
And I
we
don't
have.
need them.
Yeah.
All of these great things that you can buy to influence,
already
control the
grabbed
game,
those.
influence the game. We've got meta points, which usually, you see these lovely sliders in front of our folks. Today, they're in the real world, so they actually use their meta points to access abilities from previous avatars, or in the case of Bruno, access some of those great action hero abilities that he has. We've got, of course, the triple play for rolling that extra dice if you need it, and then all of our heroes have some great buffs that they can use.
Yeah, they
Every
do.
single one.
Hashtag buy Hacksaw. What? It's awesome.
Yeah.
My personal favorite, of course, as always, is the rule of cool. And that's not just because it's cool. It's just fun to see the great stuff that people come up with, especially when they don't expect you to buy that rule of cool and they have to come up with something really fast. And it's really awkward and uncomfortable.
And
It's
Keeson's
really fun
not
to
here,
watch.
so it's actual competition. So
Oh, I see.
Yay.
Yeah, there you go.
He's
He's
miss
never
him.
coming back.
And then, if you just
Keeson.
have to do something, we've got the hackers app.
yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Now, I should also note
How do
that
we
all
answer that?
of our wonderful heroes have a boost ability that kicks in when the store hits $500. We get 500 in that store, they all get something special they all get to do.
oh, we get to go home.
No, you,
You
don't
just got
ever
here.
get to go home, Chris.
you filling in for Matt today?
That's true.
What's that? Oh, we
I'm
missed
sorry,
it.
we missed that. It was really quiet.
They'll kick up.
That's
in a second.
okay, yeah,
We'll
we'll
see.
see that for the
Okay.
next one.
I'm so sorry. I don't
Oh,
know
it
who
was for
thank
hack
you.
attack. All they did was just a hack attack.
Okay.
Oh, they got it
I didn't
started.
see
Thanks
it.
for getting that started.
Thank you for getting that
Whoever
started.
was.
Thank
you
you,
so
the
very
Emperor.
The Emperor, thank you.
I always thank the Emperor.
And so,
I didn't mean already, Pax. I meant at the end of the night.
They think I've become a rich millionaire.
I don't want to say.
She's already, yeah, well,
Weren't you- didn't you
Aquamarine
start
is a
as a rich
millionaire.
millionaire?
It's my hiding coat. Yeah. I've got money stashed.
This
Now
is
you're
now
just a millionaire in
incognito.
hiding. Yeah.
Yeah.
You look very Cruella DeVille tonight.
But like the opposite.
Yeah, like
yeah.
nice Ella DeVille.
I thought she meant.
Seductive Eladiville.
Thank you. It's my hiding coat.
You know, Crash just doesn't see it.
See what? Cruella DeVille?
The
Seduction.
The seduction stuff. He doesn't get it.
Kids will get that. Yeah, that makes sense.
That's good.
Well, we like you, James, but you know we like Aquamarine and Crash better.
well, of course you do.
What? Oh, do I get buff?
Aquamarine.
Yes,
Jack.
thank you.
Of course you like them better. I like them better than me, too.
I like you so much. Oh, is this a thing? Okay, well, I'll just be the positive cheerleader over here. That'll be my thing.
Shall we begin?
It's good to have you back.
Yes.
We find ourselves in the company of
Back
Bruno
away.
Hamilton. He's tired. He's on edge. He's focused. There's lives at stake and they're in his hands. He's been on the road for 14 straight hours. Doing things he
Must have
never,
gone like 20 miles.
ever does behind the wheel. Like going 62 in a 60 and going through yellow lights.
Oh.
But if he doesn't get
Serious.
there in time, that Jackson boy is dead.
Say what now?
Cut to Crash Jaxun, an Aquamarine in the safe house in New York. Still waiting and waiting. Your sister Tessa left that note behind for you. Something about going after your dad, and you haven't left since.
You said you
Haven't
were gonna
showered since. Haven't really done anything since. And some of your friends are starting to get a little concerned for you. And it took some serious cajoling, but Aquamarine was finally able to get you out of the safe house. Though you are a hard negotiator and upped the bargain from 1 ice cream cone to 2.
2 ice creams.
I will make sure you get your 2 ice creams, I promise.
But I had to shower to make that happen?
Yes.
Okay. That's fine.
You had to be presentable, and, you know, you just weren't.
I disagree. Presenting me.
We find yourselves walking through the streets. It's around noon, enjoying your ice cream cones. Crash has 2, of course.
Double fisting it.
It is a rather beautiful fall day. The sun is out. There's lots of people out. And it's crowded enough that you think that maybe it might not get noticed.
You think?
I like your coat.
Thanks.
H and XOR, H and XOR, H and XOR. I have a feeling Crash is really interested in dishing out some justice. Jackson Buff.
Yeah, I love dishing out. Oh my gosh, I've got a lot of those. I'm gonna kill everyone.
How did you get 3 Crash buffs already?
They really like him.
They missed me.
Wow, I guess.
I missed them too. They're nice.
Do you think anyone will notice me in my coat?
No, because you're disguised as an animal.
Thank you.
I know it's an animal. I know it is.
It's not real animal.
Much
It's
cuter
way
when you say
cuter.
animal.
It's fake animal.
We should take it for
It's very nice.
spaghetti later.
Thank you. Take you for.
Maybe I can snuggle with it later when you take it off.
Definitely. Anything. Thanks for coming outside with me.
No, this is super great. I really like having all these people around making all this noise. It's amazing.
Speaking of, a very terrible and loud noise pierces your ears. Screeching tires, a honking horn. Maybe there's just an accident or something up the street.
I go like this, like
It's
we're
okay.
like
I've got
you're
my
in my seat.
I've got my earplugs. I'm okay.
And paying attention to Crash, you barely look up in time to see a Lexus barreling through a yellow light, tires squealing, going into a power slide straight towards you.
Oh, that looks intentional.
That looks like the 3rd lesson of offensive driving.
Would you care to move out of the way?
Yeah, I'm gonna move out of the way.
Do you have to make a roll for?
Is
the
he
power
not looking?
slide?
Can I
Because I will fail.
pull him with me?
The reason you power slide is because you failed your roll.
Oh, okay.
We're just assuming you failed all driving rolls until otherwise noted.
I have like a 4% chance of success on a driving roll.
Yeah.
That's good.
As you move out of the way,
I pulled Crash with me.
the sound of a rifle rings out and a bullet passes through where Crash was just standing, striking a hot dog stand behind him. The bullet tears through and into the vendor, putting blood on the streets and sending people screaming and crying out. The passenger door of the still running Lexus opens, and you see an old man.
Get in!
Did you just shoot that hot dog vendor?
No, get in!
Okay.
Okay.
Shotgun!
As you climb in, you hear another shot and the back window shatters as the tires squeal.
Ah!
And the Lexus takes off.
Oh, they're shooting at you too now. They're gonna think you have hot dogs.
Who are you?
And the old man driving pulls out a pistol and shoots through the now smashed back window, out the back window, the direction the bullet came from.
You give me a shooting test, please?
Dang.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's rather offhand and almost casual. Like he reaches out the back window of cars all the time.
It is
shoots at
offhand. He's a
people.
lefty.
Yeah.
That's actually accurate.
He like uses his elbow to push
Yeah.
Aquamarine's head down.
Good memory.
You weren't sure exactly where the shot was coming from, but you think you might have come close anyway.
I made it by 10, so...
You think you came close to a sniper several blocks away with a handgun from a moving vehicle.
Excellent.
As you pass through another intersection, several black SUVs pull out in pursuit. People are leaning out the passenger side with submachine guns and shotguns.
Oh man, somebody's in trouble.
Let's make that driving test now, Bruno, while they try and overtake you to open
You know,
fire.
that was too funny. I had to laugh. It's just so typical that this is happening right now. I just wanted to get an ice cream and
I got 2.
look at the New York fall.
Failed it by 7.
They overtake the
Damn.
vehicle.
I didn't have a good
Okay.
chance.
Let's make some initiative rolls and start a combat.
Alright.
And I know that I haven't put you in, but I want you to roll initiative also, please, Chris.
You are a very bad driver.
What is initiative in this case?
2 dice to add your ACV. And if you have an initiative bonus for whatever reason, make sure to add it.
Okay, well, I got 15.
15 for all. Okay.
What's this for?
Have a hashtag
Initiative.
meta point for 2.
Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you.
Initiative, sir.
Oh, neat. I love that.
All right, Aqua with the 15.
Yeah.
25 for Bruno.
Bruno with the 25.
It's fast. He just is a bad driver.
Crash.
It's 14 plus 16, 30.
30. Wow, those are some reflexes. And Thomas.
Oh, I forgot the reflexes. 34.
Just because I think Bruno might need this to actually get over 50 miles per hour. Hashtag
Thank
global.
you.
Thank you, Chad. Thank you, Chad.
Sweet, sweet.
Thank you.
My initiative?
Yes.
Yeah, Thomas!
Perfect. All right, Crash. What would you like to do?
Get on the train.
Are they shooting at us?
It seems that they are shooting at you.
Oh, that's bad.
They're
Okay.
Are they in the back seat?
I'm in the front
He's a
seat.
shotgun. Aquamarine's in the back seat.
There's weapons next to her in the back.
Really?
There's like a duffel bag sitting back there.
What's in there?
Oh, I leap in the I leap in the back seat.
All right.
And I go start
There is
going.
a duffel bag full
What's
of
in
guns.
there?
You show them your duffel bag full of guns, Bruno.
So here's the.
Oh my goodness.
Are there any weapons that aren't guns? That are projectile?
There's some grenades.
Okay.
Can you drive?
There's also some C4.
I can drive so good. Why don't I drive? Who are you? Can I drive your car?
I'm not sure we can stop right at the moment.
Oh, we don't need to
You
stop.
did just get the Lexus replaced.
We don't need to stop. I can slide in.
Hashtag meta point. Have my free bits and don't die.
Thank
you. Thank you.
Thanks, Amir.
I'm gonna take one of the handguns. There's a bunch of handguns, and
Yeah, there's
those
several.
are small enough. I want the one that looks most like what Chow Yun Fat would have.
All right.
Hey, listen.
I think my M1911.
Yeah, the 1911's the way to go. When in doubt, use a 45.
That is
In fact, I'll grab both of them. That way, I have twice as many bullets.
Well, the other one's actually
I
that's
know
actually
you're
my
tired, but
shoulder
really,
holster.
a 5. Is Thomas
Sorry, my
booting
right
up
hand
in
right
safe mode? Hashtag Thomas.
Yes.
So I
Thank you.
don't really know anything. I don't have an ACV.
It's all 12.
And I rolled. I should roll 12. Oh, I should have added 12.
Add 12.
Oh,
so you got
then
17.
17.
That's
There
not
we go.
faster. Of course, I'm not even sure where you are at the moment.
I know.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Come on now. But nonetheless, Crash
rolled
Jackson,
like
the
crap.
1911 in each hand, in the back seat.
Neat.
There are 3 SUVs in pursuit. People are leaning out the sides of them with weapons.
Cool. And they're shooting at us.
They are shooting at us.
And they're hitting people.
They don't seem to care that they are missing the vehicle and striking random passerbys, vehicles. They are simply fixated on killing you, it appears.
Oh, okay. I'm since the back window is gone.
Oh yes.
I'm going to kind of crawl, like lay on over the back seat and kind of like lay out, kind of over the trunk with both my arms outside of the back window and start shooting at the tires on the closest SUV barreling down
Give
on
me some
us.
shooting tests, sir. Crash.
I will. I love getting to do this stuff.
Yeah.
This stuff is fun.
We're in a high-speed chase.
Oh, 9. So I beat it by 7.
Excellent. Your first shot is a success.
Phew! I don't know what they do for damage.
The left tire blows out on the SUV. The driver flips sideways, hits a parked car, and crashes into a storefront, sending people scattering into the street.
I was trying
possibly
to
killing
stop it from
several
hurting
others.
people.
You were.
That was stupid.
No, it wasn't. You were
That's
just trying
stupid.
to
I'm
help.
stupid.
Good try.
You're not. Just keep going.
It's not so good.
I don't take
Bruno.
a second shot. I'm done.
Bruno,
All right, you gonna try this?
I like to think
I'll slide over. You jump over the seat.
I will note to you, Bruno, that his shooting was remarkable. That he just climbed out the back of a Lexus and you have not seen shooting like that ever.
Makes sense. Gets it from his dad. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
slide over
I know these
into
streets
the
like the back
passenger
of my
seat
hands.
and let you jump in from the back. As
So
we
no
go.
one is in
So
the
this
driver's
is
seat for a
action.
moment.
Which means
No,
the
no,
car
no,
is
no, no.
actually
I get under
in
him.
now.
No, what if I slide my? He
Than it
doesn't.
just was.
And
Well, for a moment, somebody isn't in it.
What if
Right,
I
which is better than when he was driving.
This
is what
is
I'm
true.
saying.
He does have a point.
Yeah.
I imagine when I like slide my
This is
body
all
under.
an overall improvement. We start by improving by getting you out. No one is an improvement, and then we get into
Right.
It's a general
steps.
improving arc.
It's an
Yeah, it's like a
acceleration,
step system.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have driving.
And I'm gonna toss for my
And
with
street
my other hand.
sense.
I'm just actually gonna toss him back the HK G3 carbine.
Excellent.
That way he's got an assault rifle to work with out
I'm
the
the
back.
driver.
Perfect.
For those of you at home, that is an Austrian-made assault rifle that fires a 7.62 millimeter round.
But it's little. It's
Knowledge
nice
base.
and it's nice and compact.
Take that.
Oh, and it
pretty
looks
great.
like a toy.
It does very much look like a toy, and you've seen one in every 80s action movie you ever saw.
And now they all look like Nerf guns.
Basically.
You've got a gun in your hand. You're no longer in the passenger or driver's seat.
All right.
Still two
So
SUVs in pursuit.
yeah, we're gonna just go for the driver of the nearest one, out the back window, out the side window, wherever they're at. So
You can go straight out the back window with that because it's not there anymore.
yeah. So I'm just gonna be in the passenger seat on the right side of the
You've
car.
had the Lexus
Pop
back
up
less than a week.
and it happens. It's not
After
the
Nick
first
blew
one.
it up.
It's not the first one I've lost. So, all right. So we're gonna just take a shot. Just aim for the driver of the nearest SUV. Ooh, that's a bad roll. So my action hero roll is a failure.
Uh-oh. So you will take multi-action
So-
penalties if you take more than a single action.
Okay. Jeez Louise. All right.
The dice not with you today?
No, a 10 and an 8. So that's you know what? I'm gonna just use my buff right off the bat, and so then I make it by 3.
Oh, the +5 you mean?
Yep.
You got?
Yep,
Okay.
+5.
Succeed by 3. You shoot the windshield, and it appears to be bulletproof glass, but that's 7.62 rounds, so a little bit strong for bulletproof glass. It sends spider webs and cracks across the whole front end.
Okay.
And he starts swerving all over the road,
Real.
obviously unable to see through the driver's side window anymore.
That's a good start.
Thomas, you join Aquamarine and Crash, who you've been locating for the past several minutes. You've gotten some great intelligence that the program is moving some agents to try and kill them today.
So am I in any kind of?
And you find yourself in
semi-physical
a
form at
vehicle.
first, or
You are in your, think of your holographic
Yeah,
projection.
I like to think of it
They're
as
in
a
a
hard
car
light.
with an individual who you do not know, speeding down the highway with SUVs in pursuit opening
I
fire.
will originally appear standing in the car.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not being fully aware that you were in a high-speed chase at that moment.
Uh-huh.
And be looking around now as the vehicle is hurtling down the street.
Thomas.
Recognize Aquamarine, Crash.
Hey.
Oh, sit back down inside. Oh, excellent. Ah.
We're doing Rainbow Six.
I got this. I
Which
got
one?
this.
The game or the?
Like there's SWAT guys in SUVs killing us.
Oh, fantastic. How is everything going? Oh, wonderful. So you're aware. I was just coming to let you know there appear to be a group of men on their way to try and kill you.
Oh, well they killed the hot dog man, but we're going.
What do I see?
A lot of other
Most
people.
unfortunate.
When he appears, he's standing, so he's kind of both passing through a vehicle.
Because his feet are
So
on
like
His
this.
feet are inside, and his upper body is not. And then when he sits down,
see
he just sits down as though,
So like solid image of a person, like
yes,
a ghost,
just passing through.
kind of see-through.
right in the middle of the car.
Still
as I'm-
vaguely see-through. Vaguely.
Jesus Christ.
No, it's Thomas.
It's a common mistake, especially if I show up in places on Easter. But no, my name is Thomas. It's good to meet you.
He's a friend.
Incidentally, the men behind us do appear to still want to kill you. You may want to go on with what you were doing with that rather
Right,
impressive firearm.
Okay.
Aqua, give me a drive.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's important. Okay. Maybe I'm gonna use my roll too. My +8. Okay. So I rolled 6 plus my 8.
Excellently done. You are able to maneuver the car out of the way just as that cracked windshield SUV comes in for a side swipe. It completely misses you, but not so much the pedestrians on the sidewalk.
I hit them.
No, they did.
Oh gosh. Okay, well that is definitely distracting for a minute here.
Oh yeah, collateral damage, the screams.
I'm
it's ugly.
so tired of that.
I don't like it
cry a
either.
little.
Yes,
Sorry.
isn't all this
Who are
blood
you?
and violence between these program and founders people absolutely horrible? Isn't that just terrible?
It does appear to be a significant amount of collateral damage happening today.
Yeah.
Hey, old man, are you a meta pilot?
Yeah. Who are you? Who are you?
Is there still a
Right at the
vehicle
moment,
chasing?
Bruno's
Yeah,
just
still a
focused
single
on
vehicle
trying to
pursuit.
figure out what
They
they
seem
do
to
with this
hold back.
ghost and taking out the third vehicle.
Guys, come lean back inside, and they're now, 6 or 7 car lengths back now, but still holding position.
Everyone, they do appear to be backing off a bit. As much as I'd like to report that as good information, I have my doubts.
Yeah, that means that they're waiting for somebody bigger. That's.
Yeah.
But they're keeping us in sight.
Aqua, quick decision. Tunnel, bridge, freeway.
Bruno, dude, where should I go?
Quick decision. Tunnel, bridge, freeway.
Bridge.
Okay. You head for the bridge.
It's the first thing that came to my head. I'm sorry, everybody.
Why did I say rock?
Definitely not tunnel. I knew tunnel was a no.
Just had to make sure.
He just did this with his hands.
But when somebody asks you if you're a god,
Because they
Ray,
pulled back
you
for a second.
say yes.
Because they
help it, I
pulled
thought
back
the
for a
step
second,
up
you do have a
first
moment to have some dialogue with each other and work some things out here, perhaps, as you just jump into the car with a stranger.
Can I take another shot at the vehicle that's dropping back?
You might hit other vehicles because
Okay.
there's other cars in between at this
Welcome to
point.
New
Okay.
York, a place where you can get shot up and nobody cares about that. But just to be safe, you should always wear the newest sunglasses from Sapphire Industries. They at least protect your eyes from the bullets and blood. Hashtag not a point.
That is a good point.
Yes.
I think somebody said it better right after that. Oh crap! Helicopter gunship incoming.
That was my thought too.
I know.
Wait a minute, can I see a reflection in my notes
Oh.
or something?
Nah.
Shut up! Oh no!
Man, the bridge is gonna be way more fun.
I want to make a perception check and listen. And I fail it by 1.
You hear a lot of city sounds. It's New York City. It's loud.
Yeah. I know this place pretty well. Do you have an idea of where I should be heading? Just tell me the direction. I'll just.
They have good pizza here.
They have the best pizza here. Gosh, we're gonna get some pizza later to make up for that ice cream you dropped.
We just have to lose them first. That's the first trick.
Okay,
Oh.
I got you.
Did you have a destination in mind, older gentleman who I've yet to meet?
Let's head for Jersey.
The island.
Okay.
New Jersey, the state.
Ah, excellent.
All right. Let's get to Jersey.
Thomas, why don't you look up this guy? Facial
It's a
recognition.
long trip to Jersey, the island.
That's why I was booting up earlier. And still, a few things that aren't quite in place yet.
Yeah, I saw the image with you.
I'll start going
loading.
through the
Okay.
loading, trying to figure out who you are.
His face is somewhat familiar to you.
To me?
Yeah, the old man. He looks old. The way you remember, he didn't look old.
I'll get it. It'll come to me.
Did you just tell us your name? Or did I make it
Name's
in my
Bruno.
head?
I've been sent to rescue you guys.
Hamilton.
Yeah.
The show?
No, it's on the name tag on his picture. On the picture, we have a picture at my old house, at my mom's house. We have
Okay.
with my dad in a war.
That was me.
Fascinating.
He had a mustache.
I suggest that we have this conversation once we've found a place that is safe. How that will be New Jersey, I'm not quite sure.
That's where the Sopranos are. Maybe they'll protect us.
And Paxmo.
So,
I love their pizza.
floating ghost thing?
Yes.
His name's Thomas. His name's Thomas.
He's a hologram.
Thomas. Hologram Thomas.
Not exactly, but it's good enough.
Any of you guys know the fastest way to get out safe? Lose these guys, get into the tunnel, get out of here?
You're about
Out of
halfway
town?
across the bridge when you see him.
Yeah, I do.
That'll be the helicopter.
Oh, well, that's problematic.
There's a pair of them. They're coming in low right over the water, even below the bridge height.
I'm gonna get us out of here.
No, that's fine.
You want the grenade launcher?
Grenade launcher.
Man, I'm having so much fun being the driver.
I'll get the one on the right.
And while it's closing in, that other SUV starts to speed up and get closer, and two more join in behind it.
Aquamarine.
Yes.
As far as the route that you should take,
Okay.
I do believe that the radio is about to start giving you those directions orally if you turn to station 101.1.
Okay.
It in fact does. immediately
Perfect.
start giving you.
Thank you, Thomas.
No problem.
Thank goodness for you.
Mr. Bruno, which of those ships were you intending to aim at?
The nearest one.
Excellent. I'll be right back. And I would like to burn 2 meta points and disappear.
All right, 2 meta points.
Actually, no.
used up.
I want to burn 3 meta points.
Yes, you
disappear.
Meta points used up. And what are you doing with those 3 meta points?
With those 3
Thomas?
meta points, I would like to activate my ability to take over a machine indefinitely, and I would like to take over the further gunship. Its control
Oh my god.
systems.
Nice.
And then once that is in place, I'd like to start opening up on the SUVs.
Brilliant.
I'll get the SUVs. I'll get the front one, and you
All
can
right,
just.
Thomas seizes possession of an armed Black Hawk helicopter.
Oh my gosh, that was awesome.
I then immediately turn the internal communication system to a Christian trance music. Really loud.
Is that a thing?
It
I
is.
was
I
just
found it in
thinking, like-
Montana. It was amazing.
You found Christian
I did. It was
trance
so
in Montana?
insane. I couldn't turn it off. It was so like. I don't know how I feel about this.
Okay, I'm gonna have
And
to
of all the
Spotify
states,
that.
seriously, Montana. Anyway.
You need a t-shirt.
But yeah, that's just blaring in the
found
cockpit.
Christian
That's
trance
huge in the
Montana.
Butte club scene.
The Butte Club scene.
Yeah, where they play Christian trance music.
Yes.
Crash, those 3 SUVs are coming up pretty hot on the rear. There's 2 helicopters coming in. You believe Thomas is doing something with one of them.
And he's shooting at the
I'm
other
gonna
one with a
take the
grenade
grenade
launcher.
He's getting a grenade launcher ready.
Okay, what are these SUVs equipped with? Are they like big armored SUVs with tow winches?
They look like that kind of thing, you know?
Cool.
Classic villain armored SUVs, you know?
All right. Well, I'm gonna wait till
You're
one gets
very familiar from your video game experience with this kind of vehicle.
All right, I got a plan. I am going to wait till one gets just a little bit of lead SUV gets a little bit closer, and I'm gonna try and jump and land on its hood.
Cool.
In
All right,
0.1
we
miles,
can do
turn
that.
right.
Okay.
So, yeah, let's see if I can make this happen.
I'm gonna turn right
Shot.
pretty soon here.
Yes.
I'm gonna be as smooth as I can.
But I do have the jumping levels, so that'll help.
Oh, you do.
Yeah, I can make pretty prodigy good leaps.
And because you're leaping backwards as opposed to forwards off of the vehicle,
Right.
it's going to be an assistance, sort of, and also an
I'm-
impediment for the slowing down.
I missed it by 1.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, that's an 11 out of 12. I made it by 1.
Rated by 1, okay.
Not great, but not.
You solidly impact the hood of that SUV, leaving dents in it. Something you also noticed, Bruno, he impacted didn't bounce
He just
off.
leapt
or-
out of the window, like-
He crushed
I went out
in
the back
hood.
windshield, jumped off the
So
hood,
like
the trunk.
like a comic book movie.
Jesus Christ, kid, what the hell?
That's how I'm
Can't hear you.
Again, over the radio, you hear, "No, that is a common mistake. However, I am in fact more of a hologram than anything else, and Crash is what we would call a metapilot.
Can I get the...
Aquamarine, turn left in 0.1 miles."
Got it.
When did life become a sci-fi flick?
Oh, 2 years ago or so.
Yeah. Bruno. Turning left!
Bruno, it's on to you. I assume you're firing that
So
grenade launcher at a
action
flying
here.
helicopter.
And made it by 1.
Excellently done. The grenade detonates, and for a second you can't see that Black Hawk.
Uh-oh.
And then you can, and there's not much of a cockpit, and maybe part of a torso of a person. You can't really tell because it starts to fall too fast.
All right.
Body part.
At this point, you can hear sirens as law enforcement and emergency services have now been notified. There's a running gun battle going on in New York City. And one that involves flying things, which they kind of have a thing about in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can already hear, much like that sound, the afterburners of whatever Air Force vehicles are nearby being scrambled to intercept.
Oh, this is gonna go bad real
We need to
fast.
get underground fast.
With the copter, I'd just like to start opening up on any SUV that has not been crashified.
There are 2 of them that Crash is not present on. That one is still functioning, but he is on the hood, staring the driver in the face.
I have full confidence in his ability to deal with this thing. So, yeah, whatever the.
Give me the 2 10-sided dice rolls. You're using the machine, so it's not really
Ooh, I beat it by 10.
You have 12. You have excellently done. There is no longer one of those 2 SUVs as 20mm cannons turn in and part of the road and some of the other cars. It's not really a precise instrument.
Is this pretty clear to Bruno what's happening with the airship is not attacking us? But
tagging them. So whether
because at this point he's like dropping the grenade launcher and picking up the 50 caliber rifle.
There's all kinds of stuff
you've
never seen again going on. It's really kind of reminiscent of hanging out with Nick and Patrick.
Yeah.
And that puts us to Aquamarine.
Around
Can you make another drive test for me in opposition to mine as that SUV Crash on is trying to rear end you and put Crash back into your car?
I beat it by 1.
That's better than mine. You were able to move out of the way there. You just kind of tag the bumper of another vehicle and slide a bit. And we cut back to Crash at 30 after I fire a few shots at him that I'm not sure are going to do much good.
Right now.
The passenger leans out of the side and fires a handgun at you, Crash.
No! Bad!
I have 1 success.
I can't dodge them because they're ranged.
They're shooting. It's a 25 damage shot, but I know you have a base armor that might avoid some.
Bruno's going to need this. We military folk need to stick together.
Yes.
So Navy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chad.
Thank you, Chat.
Thank you, Chad. Thank you very much. Thank you. So I have 1 success. There's 25 damage from the handgun from the passenger.
I have to move my hair out of my way.
Kind of tickled. You just watched him get shot and nothing happened.
I love
Dick!
You alright, kid?
What?
It's about right.
Okay.
Crash, they've shot you.
Yeah.
1 of them is gone. This is the last SUV. You believe Thomas is flying another helicopter, and you can hear those afterburners from those jets getting closer.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna hold on to where I was holding on. Just reach down to the tow winch and pull that cable up, and then I'm gonna jump to the side of the bridge with it and hook it on.
Yeah!
And then I'm gonna hopefully leap back to the car.
Right, because I'm going to angle so that you can perfectly.
Give me a drive test. Give me 2 different jumping tests.
Those are gonna be at -2.
Hey,
that one
better.
made no problem by 4.
I did.
That one's a 6. So yeah, I'm rolling over.
did?
So you want to roll?
I like your dice, Chris.
Haha!
All right,
I'm
all
I was thinking
successes.
opposite.
Yeah.
You
I'm
leap
in another
off,
land.
wrap that wench around one of the cables, and then are back onto the roof and then inside the Lexus by the time that cable goes tight. And it's kind of like a skateboard, but it's 4,000 pounds and has people in it. And hits other people and other vehicles and the bridge, and it's pretty bad. At this moment, the helicopter internal systems give you the warning of a missile lock.
Glad you're okay.
For the helicopter
Dude, that was
itself.
really
Yeah, the
neat.
helicopter has a missile lock on it.
I'm just going to cut the engines on it and let it drop straight into whatever river is nearest. Or what is below me? Am I below? What am I above or below?
Assume above the river.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will activate the ejection sequence for anyone who is currently in a chair.
That is awfully kind of you.
Well, you know. And then I will just cut the engines and let it drop. Which, if depending on how they eject, that might not help them. But you know.
Well, when you cut the engines, it begins auto rotation.
Mm-hmm.
It's fairly slow and well. Slow is a relative word, Fall. But
Oh, actually, it doesn't have an ejection, does it? I know that
No.
they experimented with it, but they never actually.
no,
Because you know,
when you have difficulties with the helicopter, you use auto rotation to attempt to land, which is why generally people just die in helicopters.
No, in this case, just cut the engine and let it drop,
All right,
and I'll go back to the car.
Thomas is back in the car.
I'm facing the wrong way.
Hey, Thomas!
Right about the moment.
Aquamarine up ahead. Turn right to save 5
You
minutes.
keep saying how many people Chad has killed. We did a flood. We gave people a chance to swim, and we never shot Crash.
Higher body count than total recall.
Solid point, Axe.
And we never shot Brad. I know they've caused me to get shot on more than one occasion.
That's a fair point.
You know, I'll make up for it. I promise to shoot Crash a lot.
No! Alienator's gonna flip some tables.
Yes, controlled fall is about right. Huh. Before that helicopter can even hit the water, that missile hits and it turns into a fireball. You're able to get across the bridge and slip through before the police blockade is set up and they're trying to find whatever the hell.
Guys, that was a really good helicopter fight. I'm proud of everybody.
Good job, everyone. Good high-speed car chase,
Well done, everyone.
Yo,
And you are
don't even
barely
need
clear of the city before you find out that the Bolo roads are that they've got your license plate numbers. Law enforcement from many jurisdictions are looking for a suspicious vehicle, a Lexus, with your plate numbers.
Oh, we gotta
we gotta ditch the
we
car.
gotta ditch this car, find a new car.
There's currently no description of suspects going through the news, so whoever it was didn't see any of you.
Cool. You could steal a car.
I can steal a car. I want to steal a car. Let's steal a car. We haven't stolen a car in so long. Steal.
All right.
And I said steal.
Will you teach me how to steal a car?
Yeah, I'll teach you how to steal a car.
This is the best day I've ever had.
Oh my gosh, yeah, let's have like training right now. Will you teach me how to punch stuff really hard?
You just close your hand.
We'll have like a montage of morning trainings.
Are there any police vehicles anywhere nearby? That,
Relatively.
that are within, I don't know, any kind of visual range or anything?
Not within visual, but probably within a mile or so at any moment.
Any I could access?
Oh yeah. Awesome. You could hop right into it.
Okay.
Oh.
I would like to, I'm going to burn one more meta point. I'd like to burn one more meta point to hack into the radio system of one of the police cars.
Excellent, you have
and announce over the system, all available units, suspects from the earlier helicopter chase appear to have hopped into a white smart car. They are a younger, millennial-aged couple. White gentleman has a beard, close-cropped hair, beard quite bushy. Woman appears to have a fondness for Starbucks given the coffee cup that she was holding. Please be on the lookout. They were on their way towards Brooklyn at last account.
Very white.
Excellently done, Thomas.
Packing back to
Thomas, good idea.
With police scrambling after false suspects, stealing a car will become a lot easier for you.
Alright, so when we find a place to stop and you guys are looking in the car,
you could, just steal someone's from a parking lot, but those tend to get reported really quick. But you aren't really far from JFK Airport, which has long-term parking.
Perfect.
And if you're ever going to steal a car, long-term parking at the airport is the way to go.
It waves before you notice that. That's true.
let's just broadcast that on live television to people. Make sure.
Yeah, no, we're trying to
spread the
criminals,
knowledge. Yeah, that's exactly what we're going for. Excellent.
Oh, I wasn't supposed to do that?
No.
Oh. Oops.
It's like that.
It's like that? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that.
You're familiar with the Anarchist Cookbook? Welcome to the original Anarchist.
I don't know what you're talking about. You steal yourselves a car and now talk to each other.
While they're getting into the car and everything, I'm going to take the C4 and set up my car to blow so that fingerprints and things like that burn away so that we don't leave.
Oh, I watched some of that.
Wait, what do you do?
Blowing up the car,
up his car
so that there's no evidence left behind from fingerprints and things like that of being in this car.
These hashtag MetaCoins brought to you by Sapphire Industries. Remember, for all your MetaCoins, needs think Sapphire.
Thank you, Chad.
Yes! More sapphire things!
And you're right, I don't know New York geography.
Not like all of you.
In fact, I avoid New York. Kind of like I avoid Texas.
I know we're doing it.
But no one did
I've been
happen.
to New York once. I loved it.
So where are we?
Ah.
Cars been ready to blow. Do we find any vehicle?
We got a new car, so whatever basic type of vehicle, anything you want.
Let's avoid any white smart
They were
cars.
bad
right?
people.
How about a black SUV? That'll throw them off.
What's that purple
I like
one? Yeah, okay, yeah, you're right, because it matches the...
Right, the purple one will draw attention.
You're right.
And then everyone will know that we're awesome.
Totally.
So, sedan, SUV, what is your choice? You are the car thief. So
Yeah,
it's ultimately on you.
I'm gonna go with definitely the SUV, a black SUV for sure.
A very modern black SUV.
Mm-hmm.
All the features, leather interior and everything. It's great.
I like that. Not just my jacket.
Probably never been taken off-road or ever will be, like most SUVs you find in places like this.
Yeah. Perfect.
Now you have a little bit of peace and quiet and could maybe discuss things with each other.
Mr.
Who is this old
Hamilton?
man?
Yeah, kid?
Why are you here?
Well, I was told that you guys needed rescuing, although having just watched you do whatever the hell that was, I'm not convinced you needed rescuing.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we totally did. You helped us so much.
We didn't have a car, and now we don't again, but we're gonna have one in a second when Aquamarine's done stealing it.
It's 2 cars in 3 weeks for me.
That seems like a lot of cars.
It is a lot of cars, yeah. Yeah. I should have just kept with the rental on this last one. That was probably...
Did my dad send you?
You strike me as someone whose lifestyle screams lease.
Well, yes. Yes, I mean, that was a lease. That was not a purchase. That was a lease, but... I mean, I pretty much burned that ID, so I'm gonna have to get rid of that particular one. Anyway, no, I haven't heard from your dad, but there's an anonymous, I don't know, person that's been sending me on a variety of missions and hired me essentially to do this. And so once I heard it was,
so you're like
Colonel Jackson's kid.
So you know it. You were in the picture. That is you.
That
like
is
you're
me,
not his
absolutely.
dad or something.
Absolutely, yeah. I've seen pictures of you. You look just like him, by the way. You look so much like your dad.
Thank you.
I mean, like...
I don't know. I guess.
When he's not in disguise, like, he's, clean shaven, short cropped hair, and all that kind of thing. But,
Right.
I mean, I swear, I think I saw him in that exact disguise at one point.
This is not a disguise.
No, I realize that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Bruno.
You just...
That's good. That's okay. So, what's your deal? So an anonymous, someone you don't know told you to save us.
Correct.
Is it Nick's friend?
Yes.
Anonymous Nick?
Yes. Nick Krieger.
Nick Krieger has a friend named Anonymous.
Yes. Same guy.
Oh.
At least,
So
I
you're
think
friends.
he's the same guy.
So you're friends with Nick?
I don't know. I'd say friends, but I know him. At least
he's really nice.
Yeah, I actually know a few Nicks. Like the same Nick Krieger was different.
Teddy Roosevelt Nick. We know him too. He's great.
What?
So, what did they tell you to do after you saved us?
Well, we've got another mission for you guys. You're gonna be joining me on this one. So,
Are we?
Like a rescue mission for someone?
Like a rescue mission, yeah.
So we're professional rescuers now too, just like you?
Apparently so.
Finally! Aren't you glad we went out for ice cream?
Yes! Like I said, best day I've ever had.
Me too.
I was wondering when we get to start going on missions.
Bruno, if I may interrupt, I am more than a tad bit confused. Did you say that you are familiar
Join
with
the club.
Multiple Nick Kriegers?
Yes.
Could you please unpack or clarify or otherwise elaborate on that?
Where do I start on this one? So I knew a Nick Krieger back in Nam, and I met this guy, they called him Heinrich, but he looked just the spitting image of Nick. And then I met this other Nick, and he was the one I was working with Anonymous on this mission for. He met me in a coffee shop, and we went out to do a couple other rescue missions for some of you, what is it?
I pull a picture
Founders
up.
guys?
This is a picture of me and Nick.
Who do I see in it?
It's
the Nick that
you
I know
worked
two
with,
of.
That you worked with.
Yeah. So that Nick. So there's two of those.
There's two of those Nicks?
Can we stop for a moment and come back to that part of the conversation?
Which part?
Two of the Nicks.
Two Nicks.
Yeah, so I was working with that Nick, right? And we're tracking down this guy, and we go to this hotel, and there's another Nick Krieger. Well, I mean, he went by Nick Krieger, and he looked exactly like him, like twins. So I don't know if he's got a twin.
There are no records.
Or
indicate
Did they
that
have
Nick
the same clothes
had a
on?
Twin.
Close to it. Not exactly, but close to it.
Like,
and that Nick Krieger, I don't know anything about, because like we didn't really. I kind of got thrown out a window before I figured out anything about him. But
the clothes were pretty much the same.
Pretty much the same.
Slightly different.
But the Nick that I was working with is like you two, three, like he does this like mind thing. He like jumps into other people and controls
That's
them.
our Nick. Does the
Correct.
other Nick do that too?
I don't think so. I don't know. He kind of disappeared before I could find out.
Okay.
Because we would have known the first time we met Nick, he was not looking the way he looks now because of
Right.
that other body is gone.
Right. So
I'm highly confused and concerned at the idea that there are two Nicks in this world.
that makes sense, though.
It
There's
does
a,
make sense.
frankly, I think there's at least 3.
I was highly confused and concerned that there were 2. Adding a third does not change that.
Do you remember when Nick came with us to Sentinel City?
Yes.
Do you remember who he was?
No.
Johnny Legion.
Yes. My apologies. I tried to delete that file. Apparently it stayed.
Sorry, he was Johnny Legion.
Who's Johnny Legion?
Johnny Legion is a superhero.
With a sentient man bun. It's a long story. Not worth extrapolating.
He's a man who could make multiple copies of himself.
He can make.
So,
Okay, but Nick didn't know about the other Nick.
Oh, he may not have told him.
I think you may be onto something, Crash.
Well, that would be why there would be 2 Nicks. Because if he,
or 3.
same reason that I.
Well,
could-
there's this Heinrich guy too. But like the Nick,
I
that
don't-
Nick.
I don't know a Heinrich guy.
Okay, so that Nick, right?
Uh huh.
That Nick is the one that I was working with like 3 weeks ago.
Okay. That's
The
right before we saw him.
Yes. Right before you saw him.
the Heinrich guy was like a week ago, and that was on the Project Metaverse. You guys hear about this Project Metaverse thing?
No.
No. No.
What is that?
What is Project Metaverse?
It does
Actually, know
sound
something
foreboding.
more than the kids. Hey, how about that?
It sounds both compelling and entertaining.
I feel so hip and young. So, there's this TV show. You guys got to look it up. Like, I don't know.
Like on Wiki.
My phone's just a flip, but if you guys can, yeah. So they do this like TV show thing, but they're like on this island out off the coast somewhere, and
yeah.
they've got it's bad. I don't know what all's going on in there, but I think these guys they're in machines, and so the game's like not a game. I'm not totally clear on some of this.
Yeah, it's definitely not a game.
And so they're
Metapilot
so
training.
John Stone had his brother was
You
in
know
this
John
program.
Stone?
Yeah, you know John Stone too.
Wait, what was your connection to John?
So that was another mission I went on. So John and I went to the island. This is another anonymous thing. Anonymous sent us on the same mission. So I thought this one was going to be my last mission for sure, but I don't know what happened to John, unfortunately. He was on the island when they pulled us off of it, and I was trying to go after him, but I did not have a choice. But John was still looking for his brother, Eli, who was on this island with all these Project Metaverse pilots, right? And so...
They referred to them as pilots?
Yeah. At least John did. Anyway, so he was
That's
on
not
there.
important at all.
And
I take it back. 2 Nick Kriegers no longer concerned
the
with this house.
the founders, right? Because you guys are with the founders? Is that the right?
Prefer to think of ourselves as somewhat non-aligned.
We are free agents
Okay.
that are being kept and protected and used by the founder specifically. And
So we
almost
are-
exclusively, yeah.
So we were on this island with the founders. Well, we weren't with them, but John and I and
John
Cole, this
Stone.
other expert, John Stone.
He's English.
We were on this island with this other guy, and it kind of going in undercover as security guards and trying to figure out how to get Eli out.
Like stormtroopers? You got to dress up like stormtroopers.
No.
I think he's a little short to be a stormtrooper.
You don't have to be a height.
Actually, Bruno, unlike the player, is actually like 6'2", so he's a big guy.
Still a little short for a stormtrooper.
Because that is the line.
Yes, it is the line. Anyway, as I was saying, so we're on this island, and we're going in undercover trying to find Eli and to get data, some massive amount of data off of this huge server farm that's running this whole game thing in the middle of this island. And then...
What's the name of the company who runs this game?
Project Metaverse.
Project Metaverse, but I think
There's a whole website about it and a television.
John talked about him as being the program. And so then while we were on this island working on this, the founders showed up with a bunch of Black Ops guys coming on taking everybody out and invading the island.
Oh wow, Project Metaverse has Jeb
What?
and Nathan.
So they're calling it a game, but they're meta.
No, they made a game.
You're talking Jebediah Lexington, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He made a game with our friend Nathan, and they call it Project Metaverse. Oh, that's bad.
It's not a. So people think it's a game, but
Jebediah
it's not a game.
He's what?
He's a spook, CIA. I mean, he was.
Like a spy?
Yeah.
Like Jason Bourne in a wheelchair?
I don't know what that means, but I'm going to say no.
Like James Bond in a wheelchair?
I'm not sure where the wheelchair comes from.
Jebediah was in a wheelchair. Oh, but last time we saw him, he wasn't.
Well, I haven't seen him in like 30 years.
Oh, yeah, he got in a wheelchair.
Okay.
But I didn't know he used to be a spy. That's pretty cool, right?
There's literally nothing in this conversation that you've shared that I've enjoyed.
Welcome to my life. Anyway, point being, long story.
Oh, wait. Nathan's alive. That's nice to know.
Oh, yeah, and he made a game. He's a game designer now.
And apparently working with Jebediah.
Now.
I like Jebediah, except for that time he tried to kill us.
Or that other time he tried to kill us?
There was that time as well.
There were 2 times you tried to kill
But
us.
other than that, he's like in my top 5 friends.
Do you think that? But he was trying
Maybe
to
need
kill
a few different friends.
I probably just don't need a MySpace account anymore.
No, but you can go keep it and then go look at it later.
If you ever do start that band, it will be useful.
I can't sing in front of people, so no.
You could always do it online.
I'm really trying to wrap my mind around this Project Metaverse thing you just told us about.
Aquamarine, it's a game.
But it's not a game, Crash. It's not a game at all.
That's what John was saying. And Nick.
What did Nathan say?
I didn't meet Nathan. I don't know any Nathans.
Oh, he's so handsome.
Yeah, he's handsome, but...
He knows lots of things. He's my best friend.
Oh, Crash. Maybe one day you'll say, I'm your best friend.
You are.
I'll never try to kill you.
You never have and you never will.
Pass off reality as a game. Ever.
Oh, I know. I trust you. You're like the goodest best friend we have.
So, Bruno, if we are to understand correctly, you have a life's work, basically, of doing odd jobs for individuals who you never meet, who pay you through some sort of dark and nefarious ways, and is that more or less summarizing
like
it?
PayPal.
I'd say that's more of a retirement plan than a career.
Because you're old?
I'm not that old.
How old are you?
62.
You look older than 62. How old are you really?
Thanks.
I think you could be 62. Do you have cirrhosis?
I'm 66, okay?
I knew a man
I'm
who
not
was
that
only-
old.
I knew a man who looked
So you're
62, but he was only
66.
44 because
Yes.
he had cirrhosis.
When's your birthday?
October
October what?
11th.
Ooh, that's...
Libra.
Yeah, Libra. What's a Libra?
Scales.
Oh, you like a snake.
Almost. Like wait. Like there's 2 sides of him. Like he's balanced. I need to know more about your chart to talk more, but we could.
Trust me, she's really, really good at this stuff. She figured out my whole chart really fast. She could tell that I have tendencies
Oh yeah.
towards antisocial behavior.
So, as excited as I am about this information and our future destination of New Jersey, where exactly in Jersey will we be headed?
Well,
Scales is justice. I see that. Yeah, where are we going in Jersey here?
I've got a location, so I pull out a flip phone and start scrolling through texts.
Oh, retro.
The address is for an old rail yard.
Excellent.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Have you been to this location before?
I have not. We're gonna need to take a look at it, scout it out.
What is
figure out
at
the
that
best approach.
location, Bruno?
We're looking for the McFernan boy.
What's the McFernan boy?
It's a kid that we're looking for that we're supposed to go rescue. I don't have a lot of details,
He's
so
at
we
this
gotta figure that
location?
out. He's at this location.
Is he a little kid?
He's being held captive.
Who called him the McFernan boy to you?
Anonymous.
They didn't give me his first name. Anonymous said his name's McFerrin.
Oh, okay.
It's the same Anonymous Nick talks to. They're friends.
So it's just you're just giving him a little nickname. Like you keep calling Crash Kid because you're older than us. Sorry, it's been a long time since I've been around someone who's older than me.
I'm older, right?
You're older than me, yeah. Not by much.
Okay.
We were the same age.
Yeah, but
You're
our
all
birthdays
kids
are
relative
different.
to me, kid.
So I'm older. But you're still in charge.
Thank you. All right, the McFerrin boy. Thomas.
Thomas, what do we do?
Anything you want to add there, Thomas?
I'm just along for the ride right now.
Oh, but you're supposed to give us advice. You always tell us what's smart.
I'm more than a little bit confused to all the things that we have just learned.
Are you a computer?
No.
No, he was a pilot, just like us.
Ask another one. This gets fun.
You're see-through.
Yes.
How does that work?
I don't have to be. I become a little more opaque.
I reach out and like...
That sucks up the batteries real fast,
Are you
dude.
solid? Do I pass right through you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you go in. I know, it's a little creepy. You get used to it.
How does that work exactly?
Okay, so we were...
Launch into a long description of the history of how Thomas was killed in an accident involving a metapod.
And the machine gun.
And some of the theoretical physics behind it and whatnot, and the ultimate lack of a full explanation.
They spend about 3 or 4 minutes telling you that they don't have any idea.
Basically.
What he is, or how he is, or why he is.
Because you're like, are you a ghost? No. Are you are you a computer? No. Are you the internet? No. Are you a hologram? No. Are you like everything that you say? Like no.
But he's all of those things.
And we're really glad he's here.
If you prefer, instead of knows, I could say kind of.
I don't think that helps.
Kind of.
No.
And now, you got like... Did you get shot? Did I see that right?
I think a little bit, yeah.
Like, does he have like holes in his clothing?
The clothing definitely has a bullet hole in it.
Yeah, right here. Oh, man.
So,
like it.
Are you bleeding? Is there injury?
No, it's a little red.
So how's that work?
He'll heal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
And you like...
We're metapilots. You know, like in Nick...
So like Nick with his like mind thing.
Oh,
right,
exactly.
I don't do that. I didn't get
So what do
any
you
cool-
do?
I was really hoping I'd get some mind stuff.
Maybe one day.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, we don't want that.
I
I
don't-
can stop time.
Yeah. We got some strange things right now.
I can also make your clothes move, or anyone's clothes, any kind of textile. Textile kinesis is the title of that power that I
It's
have.
far more useful than it sounds at first.
Oh gosh, it's horrible. It could be horrible for you. Not you, Bruno.
Powerless at a nudist beach, though.
That's really all it takes.
Unless someone's got on like a shrug or like. Anyway, we're gonna have to go there.
I could do a lot. I could do a lot with
the
the
bath
shawl.
towels.
The towels!
The shawl.
Every time we come out of a metaverse, we retain some bit powers from them, which is why all the information that you just gave us is particularly terrifying.
So there's like video game worlds.
But they're not
They're,
video
like,
games
not-
at all.
They're
Right.
not video games. They're real alternate realities in which
They-
the pilots who insert themselves into those locations have, in some occasions, been able to extract small pieces of power from them and return them back to our reality.
So there's this guy that like you shoot a bullet at him and he makes like swerve and miss him.
Oh. We know people that did that.
And he's big guy, my size.
Oh.
Goes by Heinrich. He looks, it took me a minute, but I realized when I knew Nick when Nick was in Nam, Krieger looked like this guy, Heinrich.
But not like this guy.
No, nothing like that.
Right.
And Heinrich doesn't look old enough to be Nick. But Nick's got this mind jumping thing.
Yeah.
So maybe this guy can move stuff. We know people who move stuff. I mean,
Yeah, but why does he look like Nick?
Oh.
And why does Nick not look like Nick?
Well,
Because this Nick Krieger is too damn young to be the Nick that I knew back in Nam.
Well, maybe because they're an evil organization, they're, cloning people or something.
Or the link to Johnny Legion, like you mentioned earlier.
Grave robbery.
Frankensteins. Maybe they're making Frankensteins out of dead guys.
I mean, technically or candidly, how many bodies did we just leave behind us before this?
We're about 26.
So there's 26 possible Nicks. Thank you, Google.
Between you and clothing kinesis.
Is that what you just called me? Like,
And
Your name's Aquamarine?
Well, like your powers.
And the time. Don't forget about the time thing.
The time thing.
I can
In
manipulate
the greater
time.
scheme of things, the manipulation of time tends to be more useful than her manipulation of clothing.
That seems really powerful.
It is.
Like, how does that work? Like, can you go back into, like, you can time travel?
Kind of.
Well, it depends on the situation.
Well,
but
she
yeah,
could
kind
turn
of.
back time.
She has found a way. Yesterday she took back all the ones that would hurt me.
But then you say.
If I could reach the sky, which I can, one of my
give it all
powers.
to you. I can cast a bubble around certain situations and go back or forward. Or depending on how much power I harness, I can do more.
Then she'd love you like you used to do.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing.
Here, let me help you out. Oh.
Okay.
And I know that's not even the first time we've done that. So it's
Hashtag broken Bruno.
That's such a good hashtag.
Okay.
Like, thank you for sharing. That was the button. That was good. It was really solid.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I've warned them. You put the two of us in the same room, it's going to get real bad.
I'm loving it. So yeah, isn't that crazy, Bruno? Isn't this interesting information? Are you piecing things together?
I mean, I thought I was piecing things together for a while, and
it just turns out there's way too many pieces, and they don't fit together in any discernible fashion.
Well, it's just I mean...
No, makes sense.
You can stop time. You're like a ghost machine thing. You're bulletproof and can leap tall buildings in a single bound.
Super strong.
Yeah, I'm super strong.
That too. Okay.
There's...
So between like Heinrich and Nick with his mind thing, like I don't.
Not to mention now the action movie style shooting that he was doing with absolutely no formal training.
Well, I don't know what training he's got.
Nothing
his
obvious.
Dad could have taught him.
Nothing obvious. It was like video game shooting.
Sure.
There was not a lot of technique behind it, but it's how.
Okay.
Just made no sense.
Am I to understand from your reactions that the other individuals you've met who've had some connection to these to the program or to these projects have not manifested any similar powers in your presence?
Well, Nick, I mean, totally, like, had the whole... He literally, like, took control of this guy that had us pinned down and just had him shoot his buddies and take himself out of the situation.
Classic Nick.
Yeah, so...
I was hoping he'd be done with that kind of thing.
Well, to be fair, he was saving the lives of several of the other guys, and he did not, kill off that guy. He just took him out of this picture. But the program guys, TAC Ops guys were in there gunning down a safe house where there's just a handful of, like, civilians like you guys. I mean, not like you guys, but like civilian founders people.
It's been our experience.
They were killing left and right, and so he was taking out a killer.
But I thought that the program was kind of like trying to recruit people now. But it looks like they're just back to murdering.
There's a whole lot of murdering going on both sides. I don't know exactly what's the situation, but it's...
the founders are murdering people.
Bloody full-out war.
Are they?
Well, I mean, for the sake of argument, do we know the allegiance of the individuals who were attacking us momentarily just a moment ago?
Well, I thought they were programmed.
Program.
I mean, they have the same kind of black SUVs and
Did I see enough of the gear that anyone was wearing in the?
They're fairly universal between the two organizations when it comes to tactical gear.
Yeah.
Though somebody might be able to find out.
He's looking at me.
It's looking at you.
Computer machine skills.
It's true. I'm not sure that we're anywhere near any of them that could do something right now, but
True, but something to think about.
something, yeah.
There are 26 bodies in the morgue, probably being identified. Some of those are wearing tactical gear.
And it stands to reason that the morgue will be in New Jersey. That was for you, Pax. I saw what you said earlier.
Well, I figured it would be. That's where music goes to die.
The rolling hills of New Jersey.
That's where my mom grew up.
That's absolutely horrible, and I love it.
Did I pick up anything while I was in control of the helicopter that would indicate their allegiance?
Oh, 100% they're program guys.
I take back my earlier uncertainty. They are 100% program guys.
Cool.
Thank you, Google.
So the Founders guys aren't murdering people?
I mean, not that I've seen. Like,
What about
I mean,
the
this is
island?
war, right? So they're like on the island going after people and everything. So
What?
they're
The
Project
island?
Project
Metaverse.
Metaverse?
Island.
I thought that was just a gaming place.
But they're not games.
Well, let's put
Right.
it this way: the secretary came out with a couple of saws and started mowing people down left and right as soon as the Founders TAC Ops team hit the beach.
The secretary?
The secretary.
Like the receptionist
Like
had
the
two machine
receptionist.
guns?
Yes, exactly that.
Yeah,
Like there's a
that's-
receptionist at the front counter.
But what about the pilots? I mean, they're not even real pilots. They're just players, right?
I mean, I don't know what the difference between a real pilot and a player is, but
Sounds like that's their recruitment. So they're telling them that it's
Well,
a game,
according
but
to
we
the
know that
internet,
it's
there's
not.
like 500 of these people.
right, and one of those is
Well, there's no
Eli
way
Stone.
there's no way that they could all be pilots
Why?
because there just aren't that many of us.
What do you mean?
I mean,
It's possible to use the metapods, be inserted into these other realities, and, for lack of a better term, fail to bring something back.
Right.
Oh, like they can't gain the superpowers,
right,
even if they go in.
right.
And it's even
Okay.
possible to try and fail to make it to the other reality.
So what are the conditions in which you do come back with the powers from the metaverse?
Well, previously we thought that was to a certain extent a fluke. Jebediah in particular seemed quite shocked when it actually happened.
Yeah, we learned over
Back
time
when
that
we
it was
thought
our
that he was,
DNA, and a lot of
on
it, I
our side.
think, had to do with Jebediah's boxes that he made.
Boxes?
He made boxes. He made these boxes that attached to the pod, and I think that's why he had abilities like a pilot.
The boxes were not just boxes, there were actual components within them. If you're picturing nice carpentry skills and some lathe work, that was not the case.
No, they were like little black boxes, and you attached them to the pods.
So some other technical component.
Wow, Jersey jokes. How original. Very clever, guys. Well done. Hashtag MetaPoint.
You're right. We don't have to make fun of New Jersey. It does it itself.
We love you, Pax.
So much. Well, it sounds like figuring out how to retain powers is a huge part of all of this.
And we figured it out, or at least,
But it's just happening.
or we were supposed to.
Or we were supposed to.
I don't know.
Did you meet Jebediah?
I knew Jebediah back in Nam.
So you're like friends with Jebediah, so we're like friends
No,
of friends of friends.
I would not say I was friends with Jebediah. I'm friends with your dad. Your dad and Jebediah. Well, I think Jebediah worked for, well, not really for your dad. So Jebediah was a spook, right? And so he and Nick Krieger were doing some ops as a team with some other guys that I can't remember their names. And my team were all working for your dad. So I worked for your dad for, I don't know, 15 years.
At the DOD?
You could say that.
So you were military police?
It seems his father wasn't very truthful with him.
Let's just say that your dad's team did whatever was needed to protect American lives all around the world at any given time.
Like the A-Team.
Sure.
That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Your dad is...
Though on the A-Team, they never actually killed anyone.
We always miss.
Sometimes helicopters would blow
Well,
up when
you
people
know.
were in them and I would die.
Hollywood has the freedom to be a little more selective.
You know Hollywood?
No, like the city, like
Right.
movies.
Okay.
Is there someone named Hollywood?
Yeah.
Long story.
Another pilot like you guys?
No.
He works in a diner.
He's just a waiter.
But
Okay.
he's
Anywho.
definitely more than that.
You've crossed the
Like,
border
he's
into
just a
Jersey.
waiter, as far as we know.
Is she driving or is the car driving itself?
She's driving.
Okay.
I know
Driving is-
Jersey. I know it.
Unfortunately, you actually do.
Yeah, totally.
We're
No,
gonna
I'm
get
going.
so tan.
So Bruno, this anonymous that you've worked for,
Yeah.
they literally just, or individual, group, organization?
I gotta tell you, I don't actually know, but I know that they have a lot of knowledge, a lot of access, and a lot of money.
Well, it's never been used for evil before, so I'm sure that their motives are purely beneficial to all of us.
Absolutely. On the other hand, they sent me to rescue you guys. And John Stone seemed a pretty solid guy. I was in there to try and help rescue his brother. Cole, the British guy, was not exactly on the same mission as we were. He was there for that, whatever that massive server data information was on that drive. But that's where, I don't know what happened to John. I haven't been able to figure that out. But yeah.
Okay.
It's
So we're important.
It's okay that you don't remember.
There's this.
It's okay.
So there's this guy Patrick we were working
Pretty sure
with.
that's perfectly normal.
This guy Patrick we were working with he had a Winnebago. And one of those giant
The king of the
RVs.
road.
Yeah, it turned into a giant flying
The Winnie.
robot.
yeah.
That's when I knew shit was fucked up.
It turned into a robot like a transformer.
Exactly
Did
like
it
a
start talking?
transformer. Yeah, something about not doing drugs and hitting people with like the cockpit of the Winnebago was in its hand and like kind of a purse, and it like hit.
What?
It was hitting people with it.
You know, you'd think that this would surprise us, but
Right.
But we've actually seen so much
I don't-
weirder stuff at this point.
I don't think
Winnebago had a
anything can
purse.
surprise me at this point. Like, you were pretty much, like, that's about it. I think I'm done being surprised. Because, realistically, here's the thing. I thought I was starting to put together that there was this conspiracy going on. I knew some of the players with Jebediah and Nick and, Jackson, all these guys.
Jackson's a player.
I'll let you have that moment.
And... But now I've realized, if you guys are going into these, like, alternate worlds and coming back with superpowers like some,
Sometimes.
Superman, Batman craziness, like, there's just no end to possibilities. I can't, like, we can't, like, wrap our heads around this because it could be anything. You can stop time. I mean, like...
Only for a second. I know that seems weird because it's time and the ability to stop, but it's only for, like... She can only stop a little bit of time, not like all of time.
Yeah, like a
That's probably for the best.
yeah.
I would think stopping all of time would be...
So you know nothing else about this McFernan boy that we're to rescue?
Not really. But, I was sent to get you guys. I was sent to collect Crash and go after this McFernan kid. I don't know if he's another one like you guys.
Because you needed us for your rescue team.
Yeah.
Am I just here because I was
Crash and
with him?
Aquamarine. That was the... Well, I mean... I knew you were going to be there. I didn't know who you were until I looked up your name, but...
Really? So specifically Crash was the rescue mission, and you knew I was there, but I wasn't.
Your name was on the text
Okay,
that I was
all
to
right.
go collect.
Oh,
it was
the text
two of
you
you.
got.
Yeah,
Cool.
the two of you.
So he texted
But
you?
for me, it was important because they told me who Crash was.
Sure.
That he was Colonel Jackson's kid, and so, that cemented it. And I said, all right, because I thought I was done. I was getting out of this mess.
So you did.
I got my payoff. I was taking care of my granddaughter. It was all good, and then
Granddaughter.
You have a granddaughter.
What's her
That's
name?
so sweet.
I do. I have granddaughter. I haven't actually met her. I've been looking for her.
Oh,
What's her name?
Well, I'm not totally sure.
That will make finding her much more difficult.
Mm-hmm.
But you're partly sure?
I've had some. Well, I've been looking. I've been looking for a while. I've had a PI trying to track her down. See.
A private dick.
Indeed, yeah. And according to Anonymous, my granddaughter has some connection in this whole project. I'm not sure exactly what, but the private eye hasn't actually found my granddaughter yet. But Anonymous seems to know that she's tied into this somehow.
You don't know her name?
I don't. Like I said, I'd never met her. I found out that I had a daughter after she had died.
Oh man, that's a weird way to have a daughter.
Yeah. So I've been looking for her.
Sorry.
Yeah. So I've been looking for her.
Okay.
But yeah. Anyway, my daughter,
Died.
Claire, passed away, and
did she get killed by the program?
No, I don't think so.
Good. They're really mean
It was a
about
drug
it.
overdose. But anyway, long story short, the mother of my daughter I hadn't seen in, I don't know, almost 30 years, maybe more, and when she was on her deathbed, she wrote me a letter, told me all about my daughter, and that she had had a daughter before she passed, and my ex had raised her and everything. So I know she's out there, and I've had this private eye looking for about 2 years now, trying to find her, and hasn't been able to find her yet. But Anonymous knows something, and so Anonymous is,
Well, maybe we can help you too.
Sent me after Crash. Anybody. Colonel Jaxun saved my life more times than I can count, and I'll tell you, I'll do anything for Colonel Jaxun, and so for his son, I'm gonna do what I can, and so.
Me too. I'll also do anything for
That's
him.
how I ended up here, and that's why I'm trusting this Anonymous that I have no contact with. Nick somehow.
But like, if you had
text, correct?
I get the text, yeah.
Like, if you had to guess, though, like, where would he be?
Where would Anonymous be?
No, like my dad.
Where would your dad be?
Yeah. Because I've been trying to like keep this to myself, but I kind of thought he was dead until today.
Yeah, you've been referencing him as definitely present tense.
As far as I know, he's alive.
Cool. Can I use
tell
your
you
phone?
for sure.
I want to use your phone. Is there a guy named Anonymous?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, text him. Maybe Anonymous.
Hi, my name is Crash Jaxun. Are you my dad?
Do it. Send it.
Send.
About a minute and a half passes. The phone beeps a reply.
What's
No, it's not my phone.
No.
It says no. That's it.
I mean,
I'd like to burn a point
Okay.
and try to hack the phone to follow the text line back that
You
it
follow the
just
text line back into nothing. That number is not even in existence.
I'm
Okay,
also
well,
going to ask if, just because I have to keep it fair, I'm also going to ask if it is either Bruno, Aquamarine, or Thomas's dad.
No.
Okay.
Okay.
Strangely, it's just not even a number. Like, it's not a number a cell carrier has, a land carrier has. It doesn't exist. You shouldn't be able to text it or get texts from it.
Thomas says that you're not real because I'm texting nobody right now.
Oh, I'm actually not going to say that when I come back.
Oh,
I'm going to hold that one for a moment.
Absolutely connected to nothing.
Because it doesn't make any sense. Ergo, I must have made a mistake. Ergo, I don't need to tell you about it.
So,
is your name really Anonymous? If so, you are responsible for some of my favorite poems.
That one garners no response.
so
Seriously,
really
all those
funny.
donations that they make to like museums and hospitals.
Yeah, what are you
well, he's
doing?
got a lot of money, I'll tell you that.
Oh, and all of the comments that you make.
Ooh, not all very good.
That's true. Your internet history, however, is a real work in progress.
Okay.
So, we go to Jersey.
Yeah, so this guy Patrick I was working with, he's kind of an asshole, but he
up Patrick.
really skilled computer.
Yeah, he's in there.
computer
Bruno
tech.
says you're an asshole.
Hi, Patrick. My name is Crash Jaxun.
Tell him what Bruno said.
Are
We
you
just
my-
met Bruno. He says you're a little rough around the edges.
I'm sorry, Bruno. We haven't had done anything in a while, so we're just
Kind of shows.
having some fun, and we're definitely
Anyway,
the
Patrick.
most playful.
This
of
guy
our
Patrick is
group.
a computer expert, right? And he's like, he's like just going everywhere. He's getting me like satellite images of things, able to just like hack into military satellites and take pictures of vehicles live.
Dear
moving around.
Patrick, it's Crash Jaxun again. Are you secretly anonymous?
Anyway, Patrick could not figure out where Anonymous was. He says it's the first
response
time.
message is, knock it off, you wee shite monkey.
Oh my gosh!
What's
Wow.
a wee shite monkey?
It's a little.
That sounds like Patrick.
crap.
Yeah, I was just texting him.
Ah, there we go. Why don't you give me that phone back now?
Okay, hold on. Almost done with your Sudoku. Done.
Got Panda Pop in there.
How'd you get Sudoku on this?
It's an
App
app.
Store.
Even old school apps who use the T10 keyboard, you just...
Show me, how do you...
6 is to the right, 4
Wait, you were
is
just
to the
about to
left,
tell us
8 is
something very
down,
important
2
about
is
Patrick.
up.
How do I get this on here? Like, how do I get to it?
Oh, okay. So, if you hit down on the volume button,
Bruno.
and then, right, instead of, because you can't flip the screen like you can on a
I break
smartphone,
his
you have
phone.
to hit down.
The phone ceases working.
Oh, man.
Sorry. Must be out of batteries.
Can you make it turn back on later?
I'm sure it'll be fine later.
He's fine. What were you about to say just then? You were talking about Patrick.
I was saying, he was trying to hack the phone, right? And he said that, one of those, computer kids. He can do anything with his computer. He's getting the satellite images and stuff. And he can track down anybody. And so he's telling me, oh yeah, I can track down anybody. So he's tracking Anonymous. Can't find him. Doesn't exist. Phone number doesn't work. Goes nowhere. Says doesn't exist. And yet Anonymous is just texting back and forth. And then when he tries to, get there, he can send a text, but it's not going to anywhere.
It makes sense.
Well,
I
in
think
that
it's more
case,
the
now that that's
superhero
been
shit.
corroborated,
Exactly.
then it's not my mistake. Yes, actually, I attempted to follow the text back.
Theoretically,
Thomas,
Thomas, you
you
could
are-
probably do the same thing.
Thomas, you are such a copycat sometimes. Just because Bruno said it doesn't mean you
True.
already did it.
Theoretically.
Theoretically.
Well, it makes sense considering everything else.
Why is
that's
Thomas
happened.
just sitting there nodding to himself knowingly?
You never seen that before? Lost in thought,
It's weird to see a hologram lost in thought.
right? I'm just comforted that you're there.
We pull to a stop outside of the rail yard. It's fenced in. There's several warehouses and old rail cars, and it's rusted out. Graffiti everywhere. The kind of place that high school kids come to go do something stupid.
So, I get the impression
Like
that
Common
you're the one
Core.
who can do computer stuff. So, can you get us images? Can you tell us what we're looking at in here? Do you like,
Is there a CCTV system of some sort, or...
Well, give me a knowledge roll. Who gets to your basic 12 there?
I will hit it on the dot.
Yeah, there's definitely a surveillance system hooked up on one of these warehouses. Which is odd, because most of them don't even have power. They're abandoned. Nobody uses this rail yard.
I'll tell you that. 'cause-
So,
Oh, you'd like me to see what's on the video? I'll be right back.
Perfect.
You can see the video image from there loading up into some SUVs.
see, that's how you know he's a real
The garage door
intelligence and
pulls
not an
up,
artificial
and they start
one.
to pull out
'Cause he's
of
saucy.
the railway, calm SUVs, leaving the rail yard.
I'll let y'all know that.
What? Let us know what?
A column of SUVs was just loaded up with something from one of the warehouses and is now disembarking.
when you say something, like person?
By the time he got on the CCTV, the last of the passengers were getting in. It was clear they'd already started before.
Was there any indication that that building is still occupied?
You did not see anyone other than the people climbing into the SUVs in any of the CCTVs.
It strikes me that we have a very short amount of time to make a decision. Do we follow the SUVs, enter the building, or split up and do both?
The building will still be here.
That's true.
Yep,
So
I'm with you.
So you're just told this is where we're going. That's
Yep,
it?
and there's this,
Okay.
this kid,
McPherson.
McPherson's supposed to be here that we're supposed to be rescuing. I know nothing about him.
McFerrin.
McFerrin.
Thank you.
McFerrin?
That's a fun name to say. McFerrin.
Fern?
I don't know how to say
Your
it.
phone that wasn't working turns on. Gets the vibration. You have a message.
I was just about to turn it on. That's perfect.
McFerrin on move. If reach city, impossible to free. Act now.
If reach city, impossible to free.
I believe that means that we should follow this convoy.
New York, right? So
Correct.
we can cut them off if we know where they're going.
Apparently the city.
All right.
Aquamarine, if you would be so kind.
Here we go.
How big is the convoy?
There are
Slam it on the
5 black
gas.
SUVs. I mean, you could make it 6 if you wanted to.
Yeah, we just add ourselves to the caravan.
Let's do that.
Give me a
See,
driving
Chad,
test.
it was a smart move.
Give me a driving test.
Can my stealth and disguises play in
Absolutely.
here? Okay. Okay, that's an 11.
That's good. That's okay. That's okay.
My driving is 10.
That's all right. That's
Disguise,
all right.
your disguise is 14.
Not over yet. Now give me whatever your choice is, the stealth or however you're going to try to convince them. The stealth and disguise is equally useful.
I beat it by 3.
Beat it by 3. Okay. You pull into the convoy, and you're actually the 4th, so there's one behind you.
Perfect.
By the time they're pulling, it's just perfect. She turns at just the right time at a delayed light, and now there's 6 vehicles in the convoy.
As this is going on, Bruno, your phone, does it have GPS?
Yes.
I think so.
Or do you have it on currently? Let me ask someone else. Crash, is his GPS on currently?
Yes, it is.
Perfect. If I could analyze that for a moment. Do I need to make any kind of roll to be able to track this phone?
Not at all.
Okay, cool. I believe I'm going to try and walk into the warehouse. I'll catch up to you a little bit later.
Okay.
Excellent.
Thomas will be fine.
Okay.
All right, as you guys are cruising down in the convoy, Thomas,
Chill.
you enter the warehouse.
Yeah, I'll just walk.
Phone has
in.
GPS.
It's-
like
Pretty much
Barely
all
lived in.
phones.
Like whoever was here was
positioning
probably here for a
satellites.
few days.
Yeah.
Bruno.
Pretty much all cell phones.
Looks like they had somebody
Damn.
held in a room where they were regularly bringing them food and water. Whoever it is, there's some leftover comic books.
What title? What series?
Archie.
Like old school Archie?
Yeah, like old school Archie comic books.
Wow. Interesting.
The pages are really worn too. Like someone flipped through it a lot of times.
That's sad. Okay, cool.
This is in the warehouse.
Anything else in there at all?
Poking around. Give me another knowledge roll.
Make it by 4. Oh wait, no, that would be. You want a mind check or a skill check?
Mind check or skill check. Either is relevant. Skill is fine.
7. Make it by 7.
Make it by 7. Excellently done. You find a small note folded up in the corner. It was torn out of the page and then written, "I miss you, Maddie. Help me."
I will temporarily manifest just enough physical essence to be able to unfold the note, because otherwise it's just like my kryptonite, like a folded sheet of paper.
Right?
Torn from the pages of a prized Archie comic book.
I miss you.
I miss you, Maddie.
Yeah, and the writing is atrocious.
Okay, I will go back to the others and fill you in on all of that wonderful information.
Maddie.
Maddie McFerrin?
Someone did not like their child.
Right?
I miss you, Maddie. What? What makes you say that?
Maddie
Oh,
McFerrin. It's just
oh,
an interesting
gotcha.
name choice.
Got you.
Madeline?
How is
She
Maddie
could probably
spelled?
make a mind check at this point.
M-A-D-D? Mind check?
Yeah.
Okay.
Give me a mind check, please. That name sounds really familiar.
Maddie. I did not. I
How
failed.
close?
Relevant skill.
Missed by
failed
3.
by
You do
3.
relevant skill, maybe.
Can I see your skills?
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty
probably
sure
have a
you
lot
do
of
have
She
a
could
relevant
use-
skill.
Could she use, isn't like there a
She could use her cultural arts or her business either. Yeah, easy.
Cultural arts would pass by 1.
You used to have a bodyguard named Maddox McFerrin.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she
You
was
really
my
liked her.
best one.
Yeah, she was great.
I
Tough.
I was sad specifically when I was abducted because I loved her so much. In fact. Yep, I'm saying that. That's real. Whoa, okay.
Same last name. And Maddie.
Maddie?
And you seem to recall Maddox did have a special brother.
You know, she did have a very special brother, she said.
Who did?
Maddie, my former bodyguard.
You know Maddie.
Yeah. Do you know Maddie?
Oh yeah, we go way back.
What?
I'm kidding. I've never met a Maddie.
Oh, Crash.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I get saucy sometimes.
I dated a girl named
You
Maddie
were a good sauce.
Really? They had girls back then?
Man.
You're doing an excellent job maintaining your cover in in the convoy.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm very good at disguises.
So, which...
As he says that, you're thinking the exact opposite. You get that old feeling you get. Something's just not right.
I think we're gonna be made any second here, guys. Do we know which SUV the kid's in?
You have
no way of figuring it out.
Saving Maddie's brother right now? Okay, well, my mind is reeling in all the ways this is tied together, but I'm glad you
There's a lot.
Oh, the tangled web we weave.
Do any of these vehicles, do their, whatever model, make, year of their SUV, do they have, what I'd like to do in regards to, what I'd like to do, and I don't know what I need to burn to try and pull this off, is I would like to check to see if any of them have any kind of voice to text or similar commands, you know, any kind of speaker systems in their car that they could use to turn on to be able to hear what is going on in some of the cars.
Smart. Yeah, you can do any of that.
You
and
can
try and figure out from based on those conversations which vehicle seems to have the McFury.
They're using shortwave radios that you can essentially just listen into if you so choose.
Yeah, definitely.
And you're not limited to the human ear.
If I can, what seems to be relevant to the others, I'd like to put over the sound system in our vehicle as well, so they know what's going on.
It's because it becomes very apparent that they have known that you've been in the convoy for some time. There's some others coming in to join them. They're getting ready to spring some kind of a trap on you. You're too late in the conversation for it to be very specific, but you know, whatever it is about to happen at the next freeway ramp.
All right, are there stoplights between here and the freeway ramp?
Open road.
We gotta take action before we hit that ramp.
I suggest before the ramp that I take over the vehicle behind us and ram it backwards into anyone else behind them.
That's the best idea.
Have we been able to figure out where the kid might be? Which vehicle?
Hopefully not one of those vehicles. It's up to him.
All right.
All right.
So,
I want to figure out which vehicle it's in.
Not yet, but you could physically go to them if you wanted to.
Yeah, I want to be doing that. Absolutely.
I want to make a covert operations check, which I passed by 6 to try and make a guess as to best practices of where these guys, like, it should narrow it down to...
There's a lot of different schools of thought when it comes down to protecting a VIP, but being as you're not worried about a roadside bomb, the front car is going to be the best protected space in this particular convoy in the United States of America with threat levels the way they are. It's not a third world country. There aren't bandits or outlaws that are going to hold people up on the roads. IEDs are not really a factor. And getting away would be predominantly what they would want to do. And stuck in the middle of a convoy, you can't do that. Only the lead car or the rear car can.
Yeah.
Odds are it's the lead. If it's not the lead, it's the rear car that he's about to do bad things to.
All right. Now the rear car is the one directly behind us, right?
Uh-huh.
Can we see through the windshield?
All
That's the only
tinted.
part that's not super tinted.
All tinted.
Let me go check that car first.
Great.
5 guys in it. Body armor. Tactical gear. Radios.
Cool. I'd like to switch their radio to Christian Trance.
Found it in
Hop back to these
Montana.
guys.
All right. If it's not that car, it's almost certainly going to be the front car. Let's. How good's your driving?
I could help her.
All right. Can we? Let's pull out.
For that matter, if you'd rather I drove and you assist with
At
everything
this
else.
point, let's all roll initiative, and then I'm going to need you to make a drive test at the start of combat.
Okay.
It's reaching an acceleration of about 75 miles per hour, running crossways to the freeway. Their lights turn on just as they're about ready to sideswipe and impact the vehicle.
Okay. Well, 17 was my initiative, and now
Excellent.
I'm driving again.
Awkward, 17.
Oh my! I failed my driving by 5.
Brace for impact.
You've got your buff. You've got your
I used
Patreon.
it.
Oh.
She used it.
Thank
Brace
you.
for impact. So Aqua's 17.
Brace for impact! I say.
Crash?
36.
36. Bruno?
20.
20. And
21.
21. And 17 for me.
Alright, let's do this.
Shh, Fadir, don't give him any ideas.
Give them ideas. Give them any ideas.
The SUV crumples in on the side. It spins off the road, impacts the center barrier,
Ours
hits
or
the dish.
front?
Oh yeah,
Nightmare.
she wasn't able to move him out of the way. They essentially waited as the convoy moved up and T-boned you
T-boned.
at about 75 miles per hour.
Trying really
Everybody in the
hard.
car takes 20 damage. Whew. Doesn't matter to you. You're physically incapable.
Sorry,
I'm actually
guys.
knocked out of the car, though.
It is rolled completely on its side over and over before coming to a stop. The first one to be able to act when it comes to a stop is Crash. Crash, the vehicle has come to a dead stop. It was loud. It kind of hurt a little, but mostly it just shook you up.
Yeah, stay in your seats. And I go out the window, the nearest up window, whichever side is up, I'm going out that window.
All right, you scramble out it.
Is the car on its...
Yeah, it's on its side.
It's on its side? Okay, and is there still a car touching it?
No, it's kind of skidded out into the middle of the freeway. Its whole front end is crushed.
Okay, well,
It looks like the driver slumped over the wheel, even braced for it. A 70-mile-an-hour impact is pretty catastrophic to the driver, even with an airbag.
Okay, well, I get out, hit the ground, put the car back up on its side, and start walking towards that SUV.
You observe Crash one-handed pull your SUV. Honestly,
Said he was
it's
super
still
strong.
drivable, but that whole side is completely crushed.
Ours is still drivable?
Thanks, Crash.
But yours are still drivable.
Oh, sweet.
Well,
I mean, not well, but it's going to have
Sorry
some
about that.
issues, but you could still drive.
So
Oh,
it's,
yeah.
Am I next to 21?
Our next one is a 25 with Bruno.
Oh, okay.
No, Crash was 25. I was 20.
I was
21.
36.
36. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Skipping over. Wrong initiative.
That's my last
Old one.
initiative.
After scratch out old combat. Give me a second.
Go.
Should be next.
36. 21 would be next. You are correct.
Sweet.
Thank you.
If the vehicle is still punchable or drivable, then
it seems like it is still drivable.
then I'm going to punch it, and this thing is going to take off to the best of its ability, going towards the convoy.
Excellent.
Or following the convoy.
The vehicle immediately accelerates without you even pushing the gas pedal up. Correct.
Thank you, Thomas.
He's the best.
Bruno at 20. Now in an accelerating vehicle, you're a little shook up.
I make the check by 10.
Make the check by 10. Excellent.
We're moving.
Oh, 1 second.
If you get stuck in Jersey because of a car crash, you really might need another hashtag Metacoin.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Jack.
Tack. So true. Thank you.
Thank you, chat.
Just remember, though, if you ever need to escape from the state troopers in New Jersey, just get them to try and debate who's tougher, Bruce Springsteen or Bon Jovi. They'll be spending the whole time arguing. You'll get out of there with no problems. Works every time.
So, the lead car, is it taken off? Or are we...
Oh, yeah. They have not stopped. They were definitely using this opportunity to try and flee. So you are catching up. There's sparks kicking off the side of your SUV from metal dragging, and it's vibrating around. The windshield's broken on one side, so there's wind howling in. It's not a fun experience.
So, how many of the other vehicles are, like, with it? Like, is it taken off?
They
on
have
its own?
taken off with them, yeah.
So, we're chasing a whole train of, like, 4 of them.
Well, you were the 6th of two routes. There are 4 still remaining, correct? Yes.
Okay. I am gonna grab the Barrett 50 caliber rifle and take a shot at the first. So front vehicle, the very second one, I'm gonna take a shot at its wheel, try and take out its tire, and see if it can cause the next several of them to crash.
Excellently done. Give me a shooting test.
Made it by 1.
Revisions are at the bottom of attributes.
You shoot the tire and it squeals, sparks fly as the rubber shreds, but he manages to keep it on the road. It's sliding left and right, and that one kind of drops back around the other one.
Okay. Can I take my second attack though?
Yes, you can.
I'm gonna do the same thing with the next one in the row. And that one I made spot on.
Second shot and drive test for him.
Oh, right. Yeah.
He does not maintain control of the vehicle. The shot hits him. He hits the ditch, flips end over end several times. He's probably
Does he
not
take
good.
out any of the others behind him?
He's all kind of off to the right of the highway.
Okay.
He doesn't even land until after you are past. You're at speeds of about 90 to 100 miles an hour.
Terrifying.
Again, it's a common misconception. It just has to do with me being in sort of this out-of-body situation right now. I am, in fact, still Thomas.
You walk on water?
Actually, yes.
But also in water.
In water.
Now, me and you both have a 17, so
Okay.
I'm just going to give it to you to go first.
All right.
Go, and I'm going to adjust me to a 16.
Because she's a hero.
Because she is a big damn hero.
Big damn hero. So I'm not driving anymore. Tom is driving?
Well, Tom seems to be in control of the vehicle.
I think in the
Okay.
current situation, it would be better if I concentrated on this and you did other things.
I love that. Okay, so how close are we to the other SUVs?
Oh, you're probably within 50 or 60 feet of the closest one.
Okay, and we're not sure where.
Bruno's insistent it's the lead car.
You think
You
it's the
don't
lead
know.
car?
How
for
far
sure.
away are we
From the lead car, probably like 250, 300 feet.
However, there are vehicles that are closer to us, and I am willing to bet that the driver and the other occupants are clothed.
Oh, yes, that's the way to go. I was thinking about using my acrobatic skills and jumping over there with my cat-like abilities. That's what I would like to do to the first SUV.
With a coat and clothing assist.
With a coat and clothing assist, please. Yeah, I've got acrobatics that I want to use here.
Yeah, if you've got a
Give me an
scarf, you
acrobatics
can basically
test.
web swing like Spider-Man. So.
Theoretically, you could, yeah.
How can we make this happen?
If you have a scarf, you could swing like Spider-Man.
Well, I've got my coat here.
Yeah, but you could turn anything into a scarf.
Exactly. I want to do that. I want to use my coat to swing
Her
like
blouse
Spider-Man.
is now a crop top, and now she has a scarf. So.
Don't ask.
Yes, okay? That's what I want to do.
All right.
I want to get to that first SUV.
Give me an acrobatics test.
Okay. I did not pass. I did not
How
pass
bad
by
did you
3.
fail by? Did not pass by 3? You managed to make it to the other SUV, but rather than being a beautiful acrobatic flip way, it was kind of an impact. Bounce a couple of times, and you're hanging onto the roof rack.
But I made it! Okay. Just a little out of touch. I haven't done this in a while.
As you're hanging onto that roof rack, one of the passengers leans out, levels a 12-gauge shotgun at you, and fires.
Oh, I look him in the eye. Oh, he's going there. I'm gonna make him love me, and then I'm gonna kill him with it.
Fails his shooting test by 2. He's not used to firing at 90 miles an hour. Most people aren't.
Do I get? Oh, I don't get any
We're all
kind of
better off
defense
for
back
that.
at this person.
Yeah.
My
You're
action's,
just too dangerous.
my action's over, right? It's over.
Correct.
It's done.
On the other side of the vehicle, one of the passengers leans out with an assault rifle, and he's kind of opening fire at the front of the vehicle. He doesn't have a good shot because of the tinted windows and who's driving or not, but he's still just spraying the windshield with fire. Doesn't realize that there's not someone in the driver's seat to shoot.
Oh, I am there. I'm just not actually doing
And
it.
Thomas is riddled with bullets that go right through him and into the seat.
I'll look over and smile.
Bruno's just like back down, like. That's
A man would have been shredded to pieces right there. It was great, perfect shooting. Like the whole headrest is Swiss cheese.
Yeah, no, I do. I want to turn to the driver, or the gunman, excuse me, and wave. And give a big thumbs up.
I love chat. I love chat.
They are great, aren't
Just
they?
love them. I've missed you, chat.
Can I see your sheet for a second, Bruno?
And going to the top, I want to start this round with a rule of cool.
Okay.
There we go.
So I want to start on the Crash side of the table and work our way around, and you can all tell me, and chat, most importantly, what you would like to do this round for your rule of cool. And then they're going to let us know which one they like best. Crash Jaxun, sir?
I want initiative. I get to go last.
Oh, you do get to go last. You are correct. I'll skip you then and move on to Bruno.
Well, then does that mean that since I'm second in line? No, I'm third in line. So do we go back in initiative order? Or just...
Yeah,
Typically, we go reverse
initiative order.
initiative order, yeah.
Okay,
I guess
so
you're first then,
Aquamarine
Aqua.
Okay, so I'm hanging on
You're
the side
hanging
of the car.
on the roof
The
of an
purse
SUV.
looking directly in the eyes of someone who just tried to shoot me, but they failed.
Yes, they tried to fire a shotgun at about the distance of me to you, but you're going 90, so it's really difficult to hold
Right.
a gun
This
and
isn't-
lean out of a window.
Sure. This isn't the driver, or
No,
is this the driver?
obviously not the
Passenger. Passenger. Okay.
Rear passenger.
Rear passenger.
Rear passenger.
Which SUV is this, please?
You are the second from the rear, so the third one in the convoy.
Okay. Well, as much as I want to. Okay, no, this is a rule of cool, right?
Yes,
okay,
you
this
can do
isn't just my
anything.
regular action.
It's about convincing all of the wonderful people watching that it's what you should get to do.
Is that what this is about? Convincing you?
Convincing
Well, I'm just gonna try. I'm gonna
them.
think of something, and then if you like it, great. Okay. I want to seduce this person right here with my seduction powers, and then I'm going to turn that person against everyone in their SUV, and I want to take control of this SUV.
Keep in
And I want.
mind, they can only see you from the back of the SUV, so you're like,
That's okay. I have 16 if I'm not
the
visible.
whole move.
16 if I'm not visible. It's still pretty high. Just my voice alone.
It's like I said, you're just like,
Yeah, actually, thank you. I want to seduce this entire SUV, and we are going to drive up to that first SUV. That is what we are going to do. And yes, you should be scared. Okay, that's what I want to do with my rule of cool. Seduce the SUV, this whole SUV!
everyone in it, right?
Everyone
Not
in
the
it.
SUV itself, because it's not a metaverse.
Group seduction and commandeer a vehicle. All
Yeah.
right.
Oh yeah, we're going
Reasonable.
places.
Is that the front vehicle you're going after?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Just, yeah.
So you're okay. So the vehicle. How many vehicles are in front of us?
My rule of cool.
4 total. One of them is sliding all over the
One
road.
is the target vehicle.
One is
3
the
of
target
them.
vehicle.
Of
One
those-
Aquamarine is on, and there's one in between Aquamarine
So
and target
Aquamarine,
vehicle.
2, and target.
Correct.
Okay.
All right, so Bruno is going to ask Thomas to gun it as hard as he can, get up so that he picks up in front of the lead SUV, swing open his passenger side door, have Bruno slow down slightly so it just takes the door off, and then he's going to leap out of it with his guns blazing, going through the windows, not to take out anyone in it, but to go into the back seat, diving from one car through the window of the other, breaking the window with the bullets, going through, landing inside the car so that he can then very quickly use his martial arts skills to knock out anybody who is not a small child or someone who's not in tactical gear, leaving just the driver who he can then hold the gun to his head to attempt to force them to slow down safely and not wreck the vehicle.
I think I will refer to that one as Deadpool knockoff.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
It was either that or high-speed musical cars.
Is that in Deadpool or Deadpool 2 or?
The first one, he jumps off, lands inside the SUV, beats everybody up.
Oh,
Cigarette
cool.
lighter.
All right.
I was going to do the double crash-a-pult.
Oh, jeez.
Do you want to go before me? You just say
I
last.
didn't realize I hadn't gotten yet. I'm sorry.
No, it's cool. If you want, I don't.
No, you go ahead.
Sure. Draws.
Yes.
Okay, so I would like to use Company Man, my buff, which allows me to make a skill check using the highest roll of one of the other members of the party. What I'd like to do is to manifest myself through the radios of the second and third car and start playing Marvin Gaye's Let's Get It On, taking advantage of the seduction roll score of Aquamarine and getting all of the guys inside so hot and bothered that they start making out and crash their vehicles.
Yes!
I don't even know what to call that one.
Yes.
How about you guys come up with a name for that? Because
I
I'm
think it's
not
called
gonna
Slash
define-
Fic.
Yeah, sure.
Yes!
What he says.
Or let's get it on the road.
Oh.
I like that much better.
I like that. It's super simple.
Let's get it on the road. Very nice, very nice.
Thank you.
Now tell me about this double crash.
Well, okay. So the SUV that hit that is wrecked, right?
Yes, toast.
Okay. But it's still basically in one piece. Just
Oh yeah, it's
you know.
smashed up.
But I figure it's kind of wobbly. And there's other cars wrecked in the area now too. So I'm going to grab the nearest Prius, and I'm going to stand on the hood of this SUV, and I'm going to drop the Prius on the back end of it, catapulting myself further down the road to where the front SUV is, through the air. As I land, I'm going to spend 3 meta points to triple my weight through the Mass Effect. basically giving myself 3 more ranks of it for the round.
A crashapult.
Yeah, so I'll weigh about let's see if I 450 times 3, around, you know, a little over like
1350.
Yeah, give or take, you know, about 1,500 pounds. And land on the hood of that front SUV. And then, but of course, you know, I've thought through the math on this. So I know that when the front SUV flips over, that kid who's in the back seat in the middle is going to get thrown right through the moonroof and land safely in my arms as the rest of the SUV goes over.
The crashapult.
The double crashapult.
Oh, the double.
Okay.
Because it's a crashapult into another crashapult.
So, once again, we have the double crashapult.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's get it on the road.
You on the back and me on the inside of the car.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Okay.
Actually, that case, we should call it "Let's Get It on the Road Again."
Let's get it on the road again.
All right.
Let's give these guys a moment to vote.
They're doing strategy this time, so I think I know who's going to
Crashapult,
win.
seduced SUV.
I don't see how this could work out poorly.
Wow.
Agreed.
Yeah, Chris, we're out of the running, I think.
Oh, I know, because
It's
I saw
like 1-1-4,
I saw some
1-1-4,
strategy
4-4.
about how to handle the
1-1.
vote and what would be, like how cross-pollination worked.
Oh, yes, birds and bees.
Tell me about that.
Well,
sometimes if a bird really likes a bee, they strike up "Let's Get It On."
Marvin Gaye.
Yeah.
yeah. And they meet over the flowers.
He was from Seattle. He got killed by his dad.
Did not know that.
I hope I'm not like Marvin Gaye.
Same.
Sure.
But he was a famous musician. He sang Sexual Healing, which I assume is a form of either healing or sexual intercourse.
Both. I'm actually trained in that as well.
That makes sense.
I never know if you're kidding.
Oh, I'm 100% serious. I am 100%
I
serious.
actually didn't know if we were out of
Bruno's
character right
response
there.
was best. Just met you, and that makes sense.
It does.
Wait, what?
Winner, Thomas Orgy.
That's what they
I
called
didn't see
it.
people vote for that. That's okay.
Yeah.
I guess the numbers were different than I thought.
Very
That means
close
I win
second
too?
place
I
is the
think,
crashapult.
I think that the fact that we called it the Thomas Orgy probably helped a little bit in his favor.
So that
you
means-
sick bastard.
Beat out the crash.
So my
by
rule
one
of cool
vote.
kind of happens
That's
too.
okay.
Oh, we still got to do all the rolls for
Yeah, I only
everybody else.
have to
So,
make this at a -5. It's just a double crashapult, guys.
Thomas doesn't need to worry about making girls. Everyone else is still going to attempt their same thing.
If nothing
They're
else,
gonna
2
have
more
to make
vehicles are
rolls.
out of commission. That's good.
And I did spend those meta points, so
Yes. All of this stuff is happening. How successful it is, though, is debatable. So let's get some dice rolls in there. You are seducing everyone in the vehicle with your voice.
Hey guys. That's
So let's
what
get
I
a
say.
seduction roll. They can't see you, so use
Okay.
that number. And at the -5 for the rule of cool.
10 minus 5 still beats it.
I beat it.
By
I
one.
beat it by 1.
Beat it by 1.
Yes,
There is something
Thomas
wrong
Orgy.
with this
Team
picture.
seduction.
I want to execute all these at once, so I want all the dice rolls to happen before we go in. So Bruno,
So action
that.
hero is a 14, but that's at a -5, right? So
Yes,
I fail
all
it
of
by yeah.
okay, so you'll still take the multi-action penalty on the rest of the
All right.
checks that you're going to have to make.
Doesn't
So
understand.
what's the first check I'm making?
You're going to be making an athletics check or something of that nature. Could also replace it again with action hero or something.
Okay, so we'll go with action here, which means
The-
I made
the
it spot
jumping.
on. Yeah, the jumping. Made
Then-
it spot on with the -5 penalty.
You're shooting out the window while you're jumping, so I need a shooting test for that.
Okay.
Remember to just keep stacking up those multi-action penalties. This is going to get harder and harder for Bruno.
Okay, well, still made that one.
So you were able to shoot out the window. You've jumped through. Now give me the unarmed combat
Unarmed
for beating
combat,
up
okay.
the guys inside of the SUV.
Woo! Failed that one. So I hit it spot on. So with the -5 plus the -2 for multi-action, I missed it by 7.
You are a little overwhelmed in the vehicle.
Okay. So I'm in the car, but
Crash.
I'm able to come back.
Give me...
Helping to make all actions succeed this round, hashtag triple play.
Wow.
Roll another die.
So I get another die.
Roll another die.
Okay,
Use it. Use it.
Wait, so how does that? So I just
roll an extra one, yeah.
Roll an
Roll
extra
next one, and you get rid of
Your
the
best
worst one. Get rid of the worst dice.
Oh, I see.
Right.
Okay.
Your
So
best
7.
So 7. So that's on the fighting. So that's 14. So that passes by 2 then.
All right.
Yes.
This is going to be
Nice,
all
thank
very
you.
interesting, especially because you're all doing a lot of things for the same vehicle at the same time.
Right.
That's specifically why I aimed for the other vehicles.
That was smart.
Well, I'm gonna land last.
We didn't know.
You know,
Oh, I don't-
exactly.
I don't know
I still have to trap.
But give me the beginning
Ours would
parts
work
of
fine.
this.
Yeah, yeah.
They would have been turned
I'm not
on.
sure what role would be relevant for watching you through the air. Do you have a skill you want to use?
Yeah, I can
From New
really.
Jersey with love. Hashtag cool rules.
Thanks.
All right, I am. Yeah, I can just make a
Thank you,
jumping roll for that.
Jersey.
Okay, that
And it
works.
should be. And yeah, even at the -5, I think I'll be okay.
More than likely.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I rolled a 5. I'm good to go.
Excellent. Great jump. Sailing through the air.
And in the middle of the air, three meta points get spent.
3 meta points.
Hey, cool. I don't know what boosted abilities are, but they happen.
Awesome.
You all have access to boosted abilities now.
Awesome.
Oh my.
That's great.
Some people that matters more than others.
What does that mean?
For you, it's a free hack, no meta point.
Free hack, not free hack attack.
No, it's a free 3-point hack.
Gotcha.
So possession without spending meta points.
Yep.
Time shit. There's no camera there.
And I forget what Bruno
But I
can
can
do,
see
but it's
myself.
amazing.
I get a whole extra turn.
You get basically extra action.
Free
full turn.
Nice.
Multiple actions.
Excellent. So you're sailing through the air while Bruno is jumping into the car. Aqua has seduced a whole carload of guys who are now rushing up. I don't even know how this possibly works, but somehow it does.
Well, it gets worse in cars 2 and 3 because the lights on the inside, the dome lights, stop. They turn on, but just a little bit, and then the radio kicks up for a little bit, and Marvin Gaye just starts crooning out. I'll let Christian do it because he can do it way better.
No.
Oh.
And these guys have been working together a long time.
Yes, they have.
They've known each other through thick and thin,
Now they know each other.
good times and bad.
Yeah, that's what happened.
They've held each other up when they've needed support. They've leaned on each other.
We're all sensitive bad guys.
And somehow, in the middle of this encounter, they just find themselves looking at each other in new ways, realizing that this could be their last moment.
It could be.
With their career, death is always right around the door. And sometimes you just need to reach out and show the people you love how you really feel. So the driver and the passenger catch eyes, lock lips, and it would be beautiful if it wasn't that the car immediately swerves out of control, crashes, and they all die. Because none of these bastards are buckled up.
No, they're not.
Man, I enjoyed watching that for that second.
Seatbelts save lives.
Bruno was wearing his until he had to jump out of the car.
But yeah, the two SUVs, they just swerve off opposite directions, go flipping, rumbling, guys flying out everywhere.
Trying to grab
Timing
for
is
each other.
perfect, where they kind of cross each other and fly off right as the car accelerates through and the door smashes off. It's very perfectly timed, and Crash is sailing through the air.
And then a 1,500-pound skinny white man lands on the hood.
So simultaneously, your starting SUV that you leaped out of is on the driver's side of the vehicle, and you have leaped through, landed inside of the vehicle, while the one that has been commandeered, full of seduced men, is on the passenger side
Full of seduced
of said vehicle, attempting to convince their friends that they need to pull the car over and let the boy go.
He's on the passenger side of his best friend's ride.
Trying to holler at me.
Yes, literally trying to holler.
But I don't want no scrubs.
Scrub is the guy that can't get no love from me.
Why do we all know that so well?
Because it's so good.
Such a great
I listened to that song in my car today. I listened to Waterfalls and I listened to No Scrubs. The end.
TLC rules.
Anyway, making out guys are dead.
And TLC goes down.
I'm thoroughly disappointed.
The makeout goons have
The
perished.
makeout goons have died. Though, you know, they did die happy.
They did.
Thank you.
Finally acknowledging their feelings for the first time.
Yes.
They did.
It's
That makes
very
me feel better
beautiful
about
and
seducing
tragic, almost Shakespearean.
But just like a horror movie, having sex leads to your death.
And that's why Crash will live forever.
But
Gosh, give me another roll for attempting to hit this thing from your line.
The diving attack roll?
Yeah.
Luckily, I have the leap attack ability.
There we go. You have something relevant over there.
It's relevant. I'm telling you. It's relatively...
Oh, James, you can get rid of my Thomas buff because I used it.
thank you.
And we used the triple play.
And since
I
I'm
used
trying...
one. There were two up there.
Since I'm attempting to hit
two
more
got
than one person
Yeah,
or
there was
damage
two a
more than
second
one
ago. I
person...
dropped
Nice.
two lists.
Yeah, since I'm attempting to hit more than one person, or rather damage more than one person while not damaging others in the same vehicle.
Yes, it's going to be exceeding.
I am going to use a triple play.
Ah.
I may borrow this.
They would have gone further packs, but they were in the vehicles and they all.
And I am
That's
going to
what I'm saying.
hacksaw it to guarantee that I only have to
They
make the
would've
one
gone for
attack
They
roll
would've
instead of
gone
seven.
All right, let me get the hacksaw off of here. 1 second. I'm looking for it on my...
AK
I had
because I
three
did
of
name an
them.
orgy.
Got it.
Groovy. Thank you.
Solid point.
5 out of 16. I beat it by 11.
Beautifully done.
Oh wait, no, but plus the 5. So I added 5 to it, so it's actually 10. So I only beat it by 6.
All right, you hit the hood. Bruno, you
know
are
what?
in the back seat in a full-on fight for your life with these guys using the best martial arts techniques you know. When the entirety of the vehicle lifts from the ground,
And I'm catching Bruno too.
turning, and you find yourself being thrown through the moonroof with a very confused-looking young man. He's not a boy at all. He's at least in his early 20s.
Okay.
But has a very similar fashion sense to Mr. Jackson.
I rolled a 4.
Really?
And it'll be plus 5 because of the, and then another plus 4 for the extra action. So it's 4 plus 9.
Correct.
Which is 13, which means if it's an attack roll, I still beat it by 3.
You catch the two of them.
Nice.
The SUV flips overhead and crashes into the ground.
Beautiful.
Sparks fly as it skids to a stop.
That's what happened to cars 2 and 3 also.
Alright.
Oh God.
Because they're in love.
What just happened?
You flew out of
You
the
told a
moonroof
bad
and I
joke.
caught you.
You kicked ass.
Where'd the car go?
Which one? There's one still flying that way.
You have a very confused-looking young blonde-haired man in your arms.
And you said he's
This is McPherson
dressed
boy.
like
He's got, you know, like, he's in his late 20s, but he's dressed like a 12-year-old kid would probably dress themselves.
Pull the vehicle up.
12.
You know, pop the locks if they need to be, and then
We are
start.
missing a door at this point because of Bruno.
Good. And then start trying to look around and see if there's any indication, any way that I can, of any other vehicles moving in this direction. Checking radio frequencies, checking, you know.
You check the radio frequencies, and one of the SUVs that's turned over a ways back has radioed in, and there are attack helicopters en route.
Everybody, as much fun as we have been having, we need to leave now.
How are we going to get away from whatever we're chasing us?
I think we start with this car, we find something better.
Okay.
Yes?
So we're with the.
You've got the boy in front. He is very confused. That seems to have just scared the crap out of him. He doesn't know any of you people are. He has a very panicked look.
Hi, my name is Crash Jaxun, and we are here to rescue you. We're good guys.
We also have access to an entire supply of Archie comics.
We saw that you liked them.
Archie?
Yep, not here, but we can take you where there is.
Maddie used to work for Aqua.
Where's Maddie?
You don't
I
know?
don't know. My name is Aquamarine. What is your name?
I'm Mac.
Hi, Mac. Nice to meet you.
Where's Maddie?
We're gonna find her. I think, right?
Maddie says I'm not supposed to talk to strangers.
Oh, we're not strangers. I'm Crash Jaxun.
Maddie worked for me.
Now you've met.
So we're not strangers anymore.
I'm Bruno.
He moves pointedly away from the big, scarred, dangerous-looking man.
Have you seen him before?
No. He's just scary, like them other guys.
Oh, well, you don't have to look.
Everybody, we do have hostiles incoming. We should hurry.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. You're still driving?
I'll take care of it.
Are you still carrying him?
Oh no, I put him right down.
Okay. He looks a little less panicked now.
Yeah, I set him down before I said my name.
Yeah. Okay, much less panicked the moment you set him down. A lot of the panic left.
We're gonna have to go drive real fast now. You should come.
Are we gonna go see Maddie?
We don't know. I hope so. We're gonna get away from these guys. That's what we're gonna do.
That's first.
Okay.
Okay, just hold on.
Can I sit with you, Crash?
Okay.
So cute.
Crash's new best friend.
Yeah.
That's
You
okay.
climb into the car, which is now missing a door.
And the windshield.
And the windshield.
And a couple of windows, and like his.
You're not exactly inconspicuous as you accelerate up to speed on the highway.
Sure.
Where are we right now?
New Jersey.
Right. How can I
We're just
forget?
gonna go through and check all the weapons as we're driving along to make sure.
What
You're
is
still fully loaded.
Yeah.
what is nearby? Where are options for switching vehicles or?
There's a lot of different places you could pull in, even just a simple parking lot. You know, it's not the greatness of stealing something from long-term parking, but hey, even an hour before they call within something.
Let's do that and find the first nondescript sedan that shows up.
I was gonna say it needs to hold 5, but it doesn't because you don't need a seat.
So
You get one from a diner parking lot, you know, a chain that we won't name.
I'm just gonna hack it and let's go.
Okay.
All right.
Do it.
You are now in the car, ditched the other one, and are speeding down the freeway again. Bruno seems to know where he wants you to go, but he hasn't been very specific.
I make the check for what's worth.
Excellently done. I kind of assumed that you were making the checks. And
Can I
not
put the
I'll
right
tell you if I don't.
Yeah.
At this
I'm not playing
point, with
with
the
it?
score that you have on it, it's rather
What do you wanna do with
unlikely
the
to
rifle?
fail. It's kind
If
of
a
like
helicopter
expecting
comes,
to
I'm
fail a
gonna shoot it.
seduction check.
It's fair, but I just don't want
Yes.
to burn any points if I don't have to.
I understand.
And my dad would never let me touch a Barrett.
But Itachi one was.
Yeah, they have him in Call of Duty.
You can hear him. The rotor blades turning.
Oh.
They're not really close, but you can hear him.
Well, that's okay. I'm still gonna, set up the Barrett in the back
You
seat.
can
know where
believe
we
that
are?
they probably
They know
don't
what they're
know what
looking for?
vehicle you're in,
There's no reason for
but
them
there's
to know.
no guarantee that they do not.
There's no reason for them to know what vehicle we're in or where we're going.
Can you go back be in their radios?
It's tricky to do that and maintain this
Thomas,
vehicle,
give
but I
me
can
a
give it a shot.
I assume you're in the driver's seat.
Skill check?
Yeah.
By
Sitting
3.
there,
By
them on
3?
track.
Yep.
The kid's got a GPS tracker planted in him. You can pick up the signal.
Where on him is it?
It's embedded in his chest.
That will make surgery difficult, not impossible. Matt,
Hack it.
correct? Yeah, that's actually what I was thinking next. I would like to try and hack his GPS.
Poor man.
You gonna spend point?
I don't want to fail at this.
You can use your buff.
Yeah.
You can use your,
That's
your
true.
boosted ability.
true, let's
It
do
gives
that.
you a free. You can. Well, of course, taking
That's
control of a GPS isn't that cool.
No.
There's not much you can do about driving that GPS around for a while.
I am going to
That's
use
funny.
my buff so that I will succeed by 11. And what I would like to do is actually send a false signal briefly before it dies. Sending it 180 degrees in the opposite direction and then kill
You're
it.
talking dirty to the kid's chest.
Thomas is talking dirty to the GPS in the
No,
kid's chest.
So like we turn
I'm not
left
doing
and you
that.
send a turning right.
Yes. Yeah.
We know you're not.
I
Like
wanna
basically
protect
get up
him.
to a spot where we're going to make a choice. And right before the choice, send it the wrong
So
way.
it
We
takes
go
a
this
freeway
way.
exit. You continue
Let the
down
signal go a little
highway.
bit longer and then kill it.
About a minute passes, and you're pretty sure at least one of those helicopters swept off, chasing after that signal.
Awesome. We're gonna have to get that out of his chest.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And then you can see the other one flying low over the freeway and closing in fast.
So they've made a visual ID, sounds like.
Let's have another initiative, shall we?
Damn it to hell.
Man, I wish I had surgery here on my skills.
I mean, technically, you could always try it untrained.
I'm trying to trust
We've got plenty of bandages.
You know,
Terrifying.
I definitely have massage.
That's a medical profession.
So.
All right, what do we have?
16.
Aqua 16. I have 15.
28.
28 for Thomas.
28 for Bruno as well.
You guys want to work out?
I also got 28.
Uh-oh.
16 plus 12, right?
Let's
28.
Let's.
All right.
Why don't we each roll one more and then see what happens? Or you've got the highest, so you got.
Well, it's all
the highest.
simultaneous, so we do it.
Well, that's true. It doesn't matter. We're all the same team.
You
I
guys
don't
just
care
decide
who goes
amongst
first.
yourselves since all three of who is what order it.
I'll go last.
All right. So I'm just going to change.
I'm just going to
yours.
shoot at the helicopter.
I'm
I'm going to drive until something else seems better.
Crash first, okay. I'm going to adjust these then and put you at 27 and you at 26.
I'll
so
go.
he's-
Actually, I should probably go last if I'm damaging the thing, right?
I could hack it for one round, not indefinitely, but I could take it over.
Yeah, I'll wait for you to hack it if you want to hold it still for a second.
I'm just saying I could burn a point and try to hack part of it, or burn 2 points and take it over for one round.
Well, you can let the lady drive, and you can go drive the helicopter, right?
I'm just wondering how many of these damn helicopters there are.
There's never just one.
I've noticed!
Especially when your superpower is to hack into helicopters.
I know! That's why I'm like...
So...
Part of me, like, there's I feel like there's no point in attacking because there's going to be more, so...
So, drive that one helicopter into another helicopter, and...
I don't have enough meta points to keep it long term. I can only keep it for a round.
Okay.
But I mean, it is a problem when we don't want visual ID and we do want it to be going away, don't we? If you could drive momentarily.
Got you.
I'll burn the last
That's
2
the
meta
sound of
points and take over the copter for one round.
And what are you doing with the helicopter when you take it over?
Finding the other helicopters.
Actually, yeah, really quickly, are there any other helicopters?
Oh yeah, there's 6 in the area.
Any of them that are trackable or,
Yeah, there are
or
2
such,
that are
I will
coming in.
fire on all of them.
There are 2 that are coming in that
Yeah.
you could attempt to fire
I
guided
will,
rockets on.
exactly.
Give me 2 rolls. Multi-action penalty applies.
Yep. And then also for that, I think, well, we'll see what happens after that. First one,
It'll be
I
under
will
14.
make the roll by 2.
Okay.
And the second one, thankfully I rolled lower. So I will make the roll by 4.
The first one is a definite hit and confirmed kill. The second one, countermeasures were launched and they were successful in detonating the rocket.
Okay, and since I'm going to lose control of this helicopter,
I gotcha.
I was just going to follow as a free action.
All you can do is really let go of the stick.
No, it's a D&D joke, get it?
Follows free action.
Come on, you liked it. You liked it a little. You did.
Sorry, tried to use your dice again.
At least I'm
A little.
And I'm going to take a called shot at the pilot who's driving the helicopter that he controls while he's going.
Stick's not responding!
Yeah.
Ironically, that was also said in cards number 2 and 3.
No, I think the problem was the stick was responding.
You got a huge mater. I rolled 9. Beat it by 7.
That's a good double layer.
But I don't have any penalties for called shots, so
No, you do not.
at least up to that.
We pull a fist-sized hole through the driver or the pilot of that helicopter.
Just in case he wants to.
Just put a 50 caliber bullet through his chest.
I imagine I went through some of the helicopter too.
Oh yeah. It's not pleasant. About 6,500 feet a second. They're pretty nasty.
Ouch.
These ones kick way too hard.
It is quite the substantial weapon.
I think you can
It
handle it,
begins a
Mr.
slow auto
Totally can.
rotation as the co-pilot tries to take control. Bruno, what do you do?
Does this car have a moonroof or sunroof? Like, what's the...
It happens to have a moonroof.
Alright, so Bruno's gonna open up the moonroof and grab the...
And also a can of whoop-ass.
grenade launcher and climb up so that he is, like, views on the top of the car and basically scan for other helicopters, because so far we know there are others, but we've only seen the one. So, and then I'm gonna kind of delay further action to...
I love that we're in an action movie.
Take a shot at... That's all Bruno does. But he'll delay further action to take a shot at any incoming helicopters.
All right, we will go then to Aqua.
Well, I'm being a really cool driver right now.
This is true.
I am in control.
You have no threats to your driving, so you're not limited to just driving at the moment.
Oh, okay.
And I don't have the helicopter anymore, so I really could just go back to that if you want to do something else.
Okay, so
it's up to you how you guys can do that.
So right now, the helicopter is the thing.
It's slowly auto-rotating down after Crash fired a shot. You've never really seen it miss, so he probably shot whoever he was shooting at.
And there's no one else pursuing us actively that we can see right now.
Not at this moment. Thomas has not returned to inform you that there are other attack helicopters yet.
That will be the first thing I say when
I'm pretty sure.
Okay, well, I turn around and I tell Mac that everything's gonna be okay, I think.
As soon as
what.
Crash fired that shot, he just did this grab his head, grab his ears, heads down.
Exactly.
And he's just rocking back.
It's okay.
See.
Oh, I want to comfort him so bad. That's what I want to do.
I get out my plugs and I hand them to him.
Put those in, Mac. Put those in.
Forgot I was wearing my earbuds.
I know it's scary, but it's
It
okay.
takes you a minute of struggling with him, but you get him to put the earplugs in.
He does it? Okay.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh my god, I could just persuade
You
him.
could persuade him.
And to get down even further and
That would
comfort
not be
himself.
a bad idea, because he is a highly vulnerable young adult.
I want to persuade him to chill a little bit.
Without superpowers.
I want him to chill out and feel a little better here. Okay.
Wow.
Yes, double ones. I'm gonna make him feel so
You
good.
literally can't roll better than that.
Yes,
You now
I've
have
never,
a new best friend. His name is Matt.
That's like the 4th time that's ever happened on this show.
I've never rolled that
awesome.
before, ever.
You now have an absolute new best friend named Mac.
Awesome. I will protect you, Mac.
He is
I will
attached
protect
to you
you.
at the hip.
We have a friend. We have a friend. He's my best friend too. We will be best friends together.
That sounds like the best thing I've ever heard in my life.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited he feels better.
And as you're reveling in this joy, the undamaged attack helicopter reaches range and opens fire on your SUV on the highway.
I can. Yeah, beat it by 10.
Excellent.
Sorry. Mac is a bonus to curling up in the field position because Aquamarine is Yogini.
Yes.
That's true.
Thank you. Exactly.
It fires. Direct fire, so they do not lock on. Rockets, right as you pull the trigger on that grenade launcher, and they pass each other and fight. The helicopter explodes in a beautiful fireball as the rockets impact the back of the SUV and the highway.
You look like you're running on empty. Here, hashtag Metacoin.
Thank you.
Thank you so
chat.
much.
Guys are great. Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh.
I want everyone to make me a test that you feel is relevant to surviving an impact of car crash. Tell me what skill you're using and how and why. And if you're doing anything to help Mac in the process and how and why you're doing that, what skill?
I'm going to use incorporeal.
Well, yeah, then Thomas is completely immune to the effects of the wreck.
So you're going to be fine, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I made it.
Yeah.
I made the check.
You can activate all the airbags in the
I
car
can't
once.
say the word, but I made it. That's true, actually. If that would help them, I will do that.
Yes, that could possibly help them not get killed. So tell me, how are you going to try to not get killed, or perhaps protect someone else from getting killed? Or combination thereof.
Yeah, I want to use my acrobatics. I think that's
Okay.
the best thing on my
Roll with
list.
it.
You know what you could...
Yeah, what? Tell me.
Well, I'm saying you can control up to 100 pounds of cloth, right? Like, you could wrap us all up in the upholstery.
Smart. I forget
Like
I have
a little
textile
cocoon.
kinesis. I want to wrap us up in the best cocoon ever. Oh.
I was just wondering if you had enough meta points to turn back time a little bit.
No, she can use her
only
boosted
one.
ability
Oh,
once.
okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Oh, that's my boosted ability?
Yeah, is the time shift.
How would that benefit us in this moment, just to time shift
You can
back?
just time shift that rocket's explosion.
Oh, I'm going to time shift that rocket's explosion so we don't have to deal with this at all. That's what I want to do.
Everything rewinds for a moment.
Time shift!
How does Bruno experience this?
Like,
what I did
things
for
are going
number
to
3, I
rewind.
forgot about that.
It
I gotta
feels
use that
really
boosted.
good.
Damn it.
Consequently.
You go backwards, right to that point where the rockets would have impacted. They kind of go back a foot or so. The SUV travels forward. Then they finish their fight and hit
Good call.
highway.
Aquamarine, that is how it is done, girl!
We're damn superheroes.
Big
Putting
damn
us
superheroes.
back-
Big damn superheroes.
Putting us back to the top of the order, and it seems like I still have one more rule of cool in this store that we're going to use.
Oh yeah,
now.
that did get dropped on us. Yeah.
One of them I did take off, but
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
another one
I
that they
saw it,
added
yeah,
in.
packed in.
So let's go ahead and do a rule of cool now also, because helicopters are cool.
All right.
So are there more helicopters again?
Three of us have the same
depending upon
initiative.
what happens with this.
Okay.
3 of us have the same initiative.
Yes.
And one of us has lower or higher.
Aquamarine is lower.
Yeah.
I went first last.
Yes, but sadly,
It's all based on
Okay.
the dice decide. Now it's even better for you though because
Decide.
I'm gonna make these guys go into Thunderdome to determine who goes next.
Cool.
I'm just kidding.
I've been to the Thunderdome.
We've been
Battle of the
playing
Bands.
Thunderdome.
Right.
There you go.
Who knows? You might return there someday.
It could happen.
Okay, rule of cool. I get to go first again.
Yes, you do.
Okay, so we've avoided the things, the rockets.
The rockets. You stopped that rockets from happening. The helicopter is still in pursuit, though.
I thought that helicopter exploded.
Potentially, according to Thomas, there are others.
Okay.
Yes, that one exploded. Correct.
But we can't see them. We just know that there are others.
You know that there are helicopters in pursuit out there. I really want to use this now, though. I want to make this difficult for you.
I know. I'm just like trying to think of something cool.
I really want to make this difficult for you. I'm doing this on purpose.
Okay, so that I can be the most creative, or go.
Yes,
do you
that's
want
my
me to-
reasoning. That's my reasoning for making this exceedingly difficult.
Right,
So
it's
you can
for
be
me.
creative. It has nothing to do with me trying to actually shoot somebody for once in one of these Metaverse games.
Okay. then.
Nothing to do with that.
All right. Okay.
Besides innocent bystanders who I've got an impressive body count, but they don't really count.
Well, it's a rule of cool. So even though I used my time power just now, because it's a rule of cool, I can
There's
still
nothing
use
that
my
says
time
you
power
can't.
now. Okay, so I want to bubble our vehicle in a faster time bubble. So we're moving fast. I can do that, right? That's something I've done before. So we can move
That's a rule
faster.
of cool. We kind of just throw everything out the window. So
Or we can move faster than everything around us to escape into a safer spot.
you are going to speed the vehicle forward by altering time.
Be a time bubble, yes. 2 times in a row.
All right, we have time.
That's really cool. I thought at first.
I'm sorry, I'm being threatened by people who tell me I'm going to do these horrible, horrible things to me if I kill a pilot.
They got our
You did
back.
shoot Crash, that's true.
I did.
They got our back.
That's nothing. I killed 4 avatars last week.
You did?
Oh, yeah.
I killed Harvey once, it did not go well.
No,
Oh.
no, it did not.
That's worse than
No,
this.
that would have been worse than hurting one of us
Yeah,
at that
I
point.
think
Especially
so.
at that point in the story, like they liked him better than they liked any of us.
Word.
That's true.
Harvey.
So, have you done, are we...
So it's the speed up for you. Now,
Speed
I'm
up
not
time
sure how
bubble.
you 3 want to handle it because y'all have the same initiative. So
I know what
one
I'm
of you
gonna
wants
try
to
and do,
volunteer
so
to go
it's-
first, or if you're insistent that one of you isn't going to volunteer, you can dice.
Okay, well, it doesn't matter to me. If you want to.
What I would like to do will not involve any physical harm to any of the helicopters.
Mm-hmm.
So if that is
go right ahead.
impacts your decisions at all.
Do it.
Go ahead. What's your ideas?
So I'm going to go back
I don't have any ideas, but
to the whatever. So there's apparently still something that's chasing us.
Yes.
So I'm gonna go back to it.
All right. It is another
I'm
attack.
gonna
helicopter.
take over their intercommy whatever system for all the thing, and I'm going to blast the loudest possible Christian trance into all of their ears, rupturing their eardrums and causing them all so much pain that if nothing else, they're going to be distracted and incapable of communicating with one another now via any of their, orally based forms of communication. And then I'm just going to keep pounding that into their system over and over.
I'm gonna have to find some.
Actually, a Mormon rock, that might be really cool too. I like that.
Mormon rock.
Mormon rock.
Isn't that just Imagine Dragons but less woke?
Some Amish hip hop. That's what they're gonna drop. I saw that in Shadowrun.
Amish hip hop?
No,
I am down with some Amish hip hop.
Yeah, but I mean, it's gonna be the loudest, most discordant, and it's gonna be waving back and forth to try and create nausea. But in particular, the first thing is to blast those eardrums.
No gun for you. 5x #MetaPoint2x #triple play.
Yes! Thank you so much!
Oh, I see. I see.
You know,
some meta points, you say?
Yeah.
some red shirt actually got it right. I don't know why I didn't think about it earlier. It will be the loudest possible Nickelback ever.
Oh, of course.
Oh, there you go.
You
Thanks,
truly
son.
hate those pilots of that helicopter,
Yes.
don't you?
But I
Oh,
want
Nickelback.
specifically, I want to blast their eardrums into pieces.
Any
Like
particular
Nickelback.
Nickelback track you had in mind?
They have different songs?
Not really.
I think it would have to be big rock stars,
Okay.
since we're big damn heroes.
Yeah.
You are big damn heroes, gentlemen.
Are you the only one who actually knows any Nickelback song names? Like, did you
I have
research
sung
them
a few
for-
on the show before.
Okay. I did not remember that. Although I wouldn't recognize a Nickelback song, so that would probably be why I didn't notice that.
They're exploding continuously.
I'll refrain from
somewhere.
commenting on the topic.
Okay, so whose turn is it?
Why don't you go? I still haven't figured out exactly what I'm going to do, because...
It's hard for you because yours is very direct, and
Yeah.
this is very indirect.
Yeah.
I did it on purpose.
So, there's a helicopter.
There's definitely one. Probably firing some kind of a lock-on type weapon.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Mm-hmm. Because they like to use that idea of keeping dangerous, super-powered crashes from jumping onto them and smashing them.
There's only one helicopter that I see, though.
Yes.
Okay.
Only one.
That's all I wanted to know. If there's one helicopter, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hop on top of the car, like squeeze out the moonroof past, so I'm just going to be standing on top of the car with the Barrett 50 cal. I'm going to get that up there. I'm going to be very, very careful about my shot because I don't want to hit either the pilot or the co-pilot.
Okay.
Now, I've heard rumors about the 50 caliber round, that BMG round, that like if it just gets near you, it can really mess you up.
Cooler will of cool.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to try and do is wait till it's like, just off a little bit. I'm going to fire it just past the front of the face of the pilot and, over next to the back of the side of the head of the other pilot, of the co-pilot. So the bullet does not hit either of them and just shoots into the cabin.
But...
Right.
knock some sense into them in the process.
Yeah, they're just gonna bop into each other Batman style, and that helicopter is gonna go right down.
Yeah, the displacement from the bullet traveling by at that speed caused the heads to impact. It's a trick I learned from grouse hunting. If you fire the bullet over the top of the grouse, it just tears the head right off, and you don't even have to worry about cleaning it.
The more you know.
I promise to teach you stuff.
Thanks, Dad.
Alright, so Bruno...
It'll get you in trouble.
Bruno figures Crash has got the 50 cal. He doesn't really need to worry about the helicopter so much, so he's going to worry about whether or not time shift can happen again and protect us from an exploding rocket that he already saw.
So
he's
Bruno's going to attempt to intercept incoming rounds? Is that what you're saying?
He's going to grab one of his flashbangs, toss it up in the air and launch it so that it just goes straight up in the hopes that he can get that thing to fire off and create a heat signature, so any heat-seeking missiles will intercept that instead of us. Go for a defensive play.
That's awesome.
Simulated chaff. That's actually rather brilliant.
I like it.
With white phosphorus, it might even work.
I vote for Mark.
All right, guys. Vote.
So we have speed up the vehicle,
Yeah.
deafen everyone via
I've
cool
made
use
this
of
challenging on
Nickelback,
I
purpose.
just thought of a cooler
bonk the heads
thing
together,
to do, but
and
Flashbang the missiles.
flashbang the missiles.
too late.
We have a meeting of the minds. some
Which is
simulated
funny,
chaff.
because also flashbanging is what happened in Cars 2 and 3.
Dude.
You have like
What is
those
this,
movies
Project
for everyone
Metaverse?
in chat.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
I mean, I
love
thought maybe we could
callbacks.
just go to all dad jokes and bad puns on this show, because then those other guys, it's just all perversion all the time. 100%.
anytime anyone sees Lightning
Where?
McQueen, they're going to think of you and
Project
sex. You know?
Metaverse.
Oh, they're perverts over there.
All the time. Everything is
a dirty joke.
Everything.
Everything is.
Right, but they say all of
They
them.
say them?
Because it's Andy Doporowski and Helen Roundhill.
Oh yeah, they're way naughtier. You know.
They talk like you think.
I want to hang out with them. Just crossover.
Oh, they're amazing.
That'll happen eventually.
They're
I'm
absolutely
Pretty sure
amazing.
we'll do some stuff together.
I mean, you and Maddox, like that's like
That's our
she's a
thing.
friend, so
That's our
that's
thing.
gonna have to happen.
You got a little brother now.
Got a little brother. I'm gonna protect him. I just
Last
thought
call for votes.
of a I did
If the references
do
in the same
my
episode do not call back, so just
Pax is right. I shouldn't try to cram them all in there.
Oh, come on. That's also what she said. Guys!
this man is a pastor.
Nickelback at 300 decibels is the winner.
yes. Explode the ears like Nickelback. Explodes.
Now, I'm going to put my own little personal bit on that because I happen to really, really dislike that particular band. Now, the effect of 300 decibels of Nickelback inside of a cockpit of a helicopter is absolutely devastating. The sound waves alone rupture the eardrums almost instantly. And then the horror of the attempt at music actually shreds skin and muscle from the bone.
Oh my
It
God.
is so terrible. And in the process of hearing such horrible Nickelback, the pilots and co-pilot gouge out their own eyes and rip off their own ears.
I just weaponized Canada.
I have to sit down and do the math, but 300 decibels I'm pretty sure is louder than a nuclear bomb.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
How does that impact us? Like, I don't know.
Hey, I want to explode inside the car.
Something along those lines. You think you hear a line about wanting to be a rock star or something, and then the whole helicopter just crumples like a tin can. Now everybody has to make rolls for whatever is relevant. Unfortunately, it won't matter if you miss, so we can skip on that roll if you'd like to. There is no object for you to shoot down, so I can't do that.
But you can speed us
You
the hell out
could
of here.
totally still speed up the car
Cool.
and protect.
Figure out how to get that thing out of his chest.
I wasn't trying to destroy the cockpit. Reminder, I thought I was.
It's cool.
You're fine.
But that's a direct
what do I-
result of Nickelback exposure. It's lethal.
What should I roll?
Don't weaponize Nickelback, dude. It will come
should
back
you
to
roll?
bite you,
Yeah,
I promise.
which one?
I've done it.
This
It's really
was
more of a
for-
red note than a brown
Time.
note in this
For time?
case.
Oh, you just well, okay, that's true. So you're gonna need. I mean, soul would make sense.
So it would be a soul
Or-
roll.
Be a soul roll.
Occult. You can
Oh.
use totally use
Yeah, yeah.
occult.
Occult. Okay. Oh, did not.
You're
I failed
not
it by 2.
able to speed up the car.
Dang.
However,
Sorry,
again,
guys.
helicopter
We still-
crashes out of the
We
sky.
could use the triple play.
Oh, you could.
Oh, too late. Not too late.
Not too late.
Don't play. Do I re-roll again or just?
Just add the
Just
third
add the
dice
third
and then
die.
get rid of the worst one.
So get rid of that 10 now. You
Six
roll a
makes
total
it
of 10.
10.
Now you beat
Did
it.
it by 4.
You do,
Nice.
in case the car and a protective barrier speed it up and launch it down the highway.
Hold on.
You completely skip New York City.
Oh.
300 decibels is apparently
But it's in a-
approximately what the volume of
skipping it.
Krakatoa was.
There you go.
It's in a time bubble, right? Though, so we don't like get extra wind or anything.
No.
So we're moving at
No.
normal
Every
rate.
time
Everything
bubble.
else is slower. So
It feels normal to you, but you now, when by the time the time bubble ends, you
You
are
like
past
it?
New York City and headed north to the
Oh.
garage.
nice.
The garage.
Bruno seems
We're
to
heading
know
to
where
meet
he's going.
Patrick.
Bruno, you like that time magic?
That's pretty
Get
awesome.
used to it?
I could get used to having you around. I'll tell you that.
Cool, cool. I dig you too.
But we've still got like living dudes in SUVs that can make reports and stuff of having seen
absolutely.
us. So before we leave the area, like before the time bubble hits, since I'm not going to get to do my shot,
Yes.
I'm going to use my boosted ability for the day, and I'm also going to activate a hacksaw at the same time.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to raise somebody from the dead, one of the bad guys from the dead who's in one of the cars.
Okay.
But since I'm using hacksaw, I'm going to do it with all of the dead guys in all of the cars.
Oh my
Then
god.
you're gonna what?
I necromancy raised them. They only last for a round.
I'm up, GM. You do what you want.
Undead raised or
I don't have to
raised
deal with
raised?
Undead raised.
Okay. So you
Yeah.
just created undead.
They're only zombies for like a round.
Okay.
Do
But
we know that this is happening? Like you just, I mean,
No.
you're just like,
Taking
oh,
care of
Unless he tells you.
He
you
just
won't
gave
know.
me zombies in the real world, even just for a round.
Oh no. James. I like the twinkle in your eye.
since I mean, it's just
Yeah, if James
Yeah.
gets a twinkle in his
Do
eye,
it.
that's
it's
bad
an
for
absurdly hard roll to make.
us, chat, the planet.
I don't have any actual magical skill.
I know,
to
you're
speak of.
attempting this blind.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, I'm
great.
just making a straight soul roll with my soul of 6.
I love it.
But I'm going to use that triple play.
If Perf can do it, you can do it.
Perf usually can't.
Do it.
I know. That was the point.
Okay, just checking. Like, wait.
Well, I just want the rest of those guys to not be able to make a report because their friend ate them. You know?
Yeah. It's covering the bases. Oh, you no.
Ooh, that's not going to do it. But I haven't used my -9 yet.
Use
My +9 yet.
You
So
have
I'm going to use it right now.
There we go.
Nice.
Or
So,
you have a bunch of
hold on,
zombies.
which means that I beat it. I'll be 11 minus 9.
2. You beat it.
So I beat it by 4.
You have zombies.
Do you want zombies? Because that's how you get zombies.
Yeah, you've got zombies
You're just
now.
going to have them attack their friends in the cars with them. Like anybody that's still alive.
Oh, jeez.
Like the dead
just
people
like
wake
kill
up
them?
and attack the alive bad guys.
Kills
So
like,
Crash just necromancy raised a bunch of people to
I mean, maybe the sky blackened a
attack
little bit when I
and
did
kill
it.
all of their still living and wounded and injured friends. Wow, that is really graphic and horrifying. Bravo, I approve.
I don't want to leave guys around that are going to come back and try and shoot me later.
Never leave people around, ever. No witnesses. Sorry. Oops.
I've been learning that on Red Dead Redemption 2 a lot.
Yeah, you accidentally kill one guy, you got to kill 15.
Yeah.
Be careful
Christian
with
gave
that.
me good advice today, actually, on how to avoid that going forward. So thank you again for that.
Yeah, I have a
careful with
pile of
that.
tied up guys outside my camp too. It's just the way it works. They're
Be
no
careful
longer
with that. It
business.
can come back to get you.
Riding in cars with undead boys. Maximo.
I love that.
That is very accurate.
So I just want to point out, you commented on how dark Bruno was when he took out 2 armed combatants by surprise and killed.
This is way grosser. Yeah.
Just saying, Bruno's not that dark, relatively speaking.
Nice man.
He's never 6 zombies on anybody.
I have a clear cut, like, good and evil line, and if you fall on the other side of that line, even if we are best friends, if it is going to harm my friends, some people might get eaten.
Loyal friend.
This is true. This is very true. And now they're
You are
eating each
scarier
other.
than your dad.
And it's a very
I don't know
horrifying
about
round.
Never mind.
Yes, go ahead.
No.
Say it.
No, I wasn't.
Say it.
It's
Say
too
it.
easy.
I saw it.
It's too easy.
Go.
That's what they're doing in Cars 2 and 3. Yeah, we know.
Thank you.
We know.
Thank you, James.
We know.
Yes. Bruno is like the tummy. Yes.
You get me.
No.
We are one and the same. I am notorious for such terrible jokes.
Super cute.
Driving north, you cross the border into Canada.
We're going to Canada?
Yes. Canada's great.
An old, run-down garage. He pulls the vehicle up. Bruno gets out and leads you inside the building. There is a Winnebago set up. It's attached to a very large camping trailer.
On the way to the spot, I'm sorry to interject.
Go ahead.
Important color text.
Yes.
Can we stop at a mini mart or a comic book store or something and find a couple copies of an Archie comic?
Absolutely, you can. And
Need
thank
them.
you for doing so.
That's so sweet. Mac's gonna love it.
Inside the Winnebago,
stolen cars while we're doing that. In a different car.
it's hooked up to a very large camping trailer. That camping trailer's door is open, and you can see that instead of the standard, like a couch, and there's metapods inside the RV trailer.
And when we pull up, as we pull up and we're getting out, you hear Bruno as he gets out of the car say, "Hey, Opal, how's it going?"
Opal?
There's no response from anyone when he says that whatsoever.
Does something happen?
Who's Opal?
Who's Opal?
That's Opal.
You can see legs sticking out from underneath the Winnebago. And somebody on one of those nice little mechanics staring at the wheels on it. He wheels himself out. He's red-haired and covered in grease. I see you rescued the lot of them then, huh? Opal here's just about ready to get underway. Grab your gear and stow it. We're going mobile. We're gonna see this country, eh? At the last part, he
Dear
seems to be
God.
talking to the Winnebago, which honks and flashes its lights.
That's Opal?
That's Opal.
We'll get along
That
just fine.
is Patrick.
Already inside and present at the RV is Dr. Jenica Clarkson. And that is all we have time for today's episode of Masters of the Metaverse.
Yes!
Thank you all for joining us. Come back next week.
Well
We're
done.
going into a brand new, very fun metaverse. It's
Oh, I'm
gonna
so
be
excited.
Thank you,
I
everybody.
cried when I found out about it.
Yeah, and James, you got through your first main cast Masters of the Metaverse.
Yes!
And that was hella fun, right?
That was great.
That was
Thanks,
great.
guys. Thank you.
Well
Can't
done.
wait
All right,
till
we'll
next
see everybody
See you guys
next time
next
on
week.
Masters of the Metaverse. Did we make
Big
waffle?
surprise.
We make boosted, which I believe
Almost
is.
waffle.
Yeah, let me know.
I'm not. I'm checking.
Do we know, Mark? Do you know
But
the
we'll
total?
definitely have a waffle next week. From...
I see waffles.
I think we have a waffle.
Yes!
That's fantastic.
So, yeah. Because I have a waffle that needs to get done.
No, Pax says no waffle.
Oh,
No new waffle.
But
we have another
there is a
coming.
waffle that still needs to get done that will be
Exactly.
happening.
Yep.
That will be happening. All
right.
And
Next
that's
week.
we'll be doing one next
Feed
week.
you a waffle.
So excited.
Cool.
Thank
See
you
you guys
all.
next week.
We love you.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Bye, everyone.